What's up, Tru Heel Heat?
Tru Heel Heat.
What's up? Tru Heel Heat.
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with Tru Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
What's going on, everybody? This is your former AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Once a champion, always a champion. Swerve Strickland. Whose house? Swerve's house. You're watching Tru Heel Heat podcast.
Hello, everyone. It's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at Tru Heel Heat. Yeah.
Well, I guess it's 2 weeks after WrestleMania. So that means that the company that always touts record live gates, record profits, records attendance, records on records, have a broken record of releases. Yes, 15 WWE stars have been released in the latest batch of talent cuts from the biggest company in the world that's making record profits every single week. Must be the TKO way. We're going to talk all about that mass releases that went down last night. We got to talk about the news all over the wrestling world, like Mayu Iwatani leaving Stardom to join Marigold. We're going to be talking about Jeff Cobb making his way to WWE, plus a whole week of professional wrestling from AEW, WWE, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Stardom, TNA, and much, much more. But yeah, it's going to be a good one. Let's talk about people losing their jobs. Corporate. Yay. Hello. It is me, your Tru Heel Phenom SP3. We are live on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for Tru Heel Heat 327. Broken record releases, discussing the latest wrestling news, including WWE with another mass talent cuts just last night, letting go of 15 wrestlers. We're going to be recapping this week in pro wrestling with WWE SmackDown last night, Raw on Netflix, NXT Evolve, AEW Dynamite featuring Hangman Adam Page advancing to the Owen Hart Cup final at Double or Nothing, Collision, ROH TV, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Wrestling Hizen no Kuno, and Wrestling Dontaku Night 1 this morning, Stardom All-Star Grand Queendom last Sunday, TNA Rebellion was also last Sunday, and Impact. Plus, we got some final predictions for the next two big New Japan Pro Wrestling shows, plus much more. And no, I am not being joined by Miss Krssi Love. No, I'm not being joined by the True Jaw Josh. Miss Krssi Love will be with us shortly. Top Guy JJ will be with us shortly. But I am joined by the one and only Baby Seth. Look at that. Look at him. He's on camera.
What's up, y'all? Throw your ones up. Throw your ones up, man. How you doing?
The real people? Tribal chief here. The original heel of True Heel Heat.
The true architect of Tru Heel Heat. Yeah.
And look at this. Right on cue, we have his doppelganger because of her background. The tribal queen is here, the princess of all the true heels, Miss Krssi Love. How are you doing?
Hey peeps, what's happening? Oh my God, hi baby Seth. I'm so happy to see you on the screen.
What's up? I know, right? It's so weird. Look at me glowing.
Right?
Look at you shining. My dude.
I gotta put some shades on, man. I'm shining out here.
Always count on him to step in when we're always late.
Yes, I just have to start the show and not ask him twice because he.
You just gotta do the hot tag, man. You can't have me think about this. Just have me jump on.
Jump on in. Yep, just jump on in. I was like, I'm coming. I'll be right there. I get in, but right by in intro. So I know I didn't miss much. So what's happening, peeps?
Yes. We're glad to have you both. I won't make Baby Seth be on camera too long since Krssi Love has made it in time here. But very quickly, because we already got into an argument today, so I'm not going to try to talk about any movies. But
what happened? What?
He told me Thunderbolt's the best thing since Endgame outside of No Way Home, and
that's what they're saying.
Yes.
He disrespected Guardians 3. Guardians 3 is one of the best.
It was good. I said it was good, but it ain't better than the first Guardians. Get the fuck out of here, man. Jesus.
I mean,
it's right up there. It's just as good as the first one. Just as good.
Nah, it was better than part 2, hands down. But it ain't.
Part 2, yeah.
You
don't even count part 2. You count 1 and 3.
Nah, exactly. And the Christmas special might have been better. I don't even remember. But
the Christmas special was better than part 2. I did watch
It is.
Christmas special was fun, man. It was digestible.
Part 3 was superb. It had me in the theater almost crying when Delilah died. When Delilah died, that's what I told him before we went on air. I said I'm going to tell his wife, I'm going to tell all of his animals that he doesn't care about animal cruelty. He doesn't care about animals being gunned down. He got no emotions, no feelings, but I do want to give you an opportunity to say any emotions and feelings about our main topic of today. What do you think about the latest WWE releases before we let you go? Maybe so.
I saw some news last night, then I woke up to like the full list of 15 characters that got released.
Is it 15? Is more than the list?
15.
Well,
15
not including
WWE.
like backstage personnel, right? But like 15 like superstars, right?
Yeah.
All I gotta say is that Darby better not block Priscilla Kelly's butt cheeks from being on AEW.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's all I care about. I am surprised about Cora Jade though. I guess Punk has no pull.
I was like, Uncle Phil can't help you keep your job.
Uncle
You could have went to TNA easy though. Easy.
Yeah, but come on, man.
Not TNA. Why would I want to go to TNA? That's the same thing as a WWE developmental.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you rather have something.
AEW is that next something.
Yeah, that's when you can get a big payday.
I don't
and be
even
on
know
TV.
if she's gonna even get a good payday over there because I don't think she has enough like on her resume yet.
No, but all I got, Darby better not block
Okay, send
either
it
of them
ROH.
two, man. Because
Send
he
it
has
ROH.
history
Send
with
over
them.
there. Send it ROH.
Damn.
That's more developmental. See?
Is Shimmer still around? Send her to Shimmer.
Wow,
You could go
we're
to
gonna send
Glow.
them a Wow, Women of Wrestling.
Wow, you
Women
go to
of
WoW.
Wrestling.
Yep, exactly. Go to WoW. Exact. See?
Hey, AJ Lee probably got some pull over there still, so why not? But yes, I just wanted to ask you that. But baby Seth, we always appreciate you filling in when you can.
My pleasure, sir.
Thanks, bro. See you later.
Appreciate you. But yes, we thank you for joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Either way, show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping the thumbs up on the video. That helps the YouTube algorithms so much. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, if you're with us live, you can sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you. The flagship podcast is our most interactive of any of our podcasts during the week. So we love to highlight any of your comments. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you want to show your support to the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel and what we do with our flagship podcast covering the entire world of pro wrestling every Saturday here, you can send a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here, and we always appreciate the support. We got our good brother Josh, True Jaw Josh, who couldn't be with us today. He is out doing his thing, his latest convention where he's displaying his artwork. He says the true Pretty being the first comment before Eric Isaac. I'll be back next week, y'all. Enjoy. He was very disappointed that he wasn't going to join us for today with the big news.
I know with all of the releases today. Yeah, it's all right. We'll don't worry. Give your thoughts next week.
We'll hold down the fort for you, True Jaw. Don't worry. Don't you worry. We also got Seth with us in the live chat. We do got the aforementioned Eric Isaac here who says, hey, THH fam, Black Friday was tough, but better days are ahead for the ones who got fired, and Godspeed to all of them. That is the way that we show your support to those talents out there. We also got Blood Money 47. Good to see you in the chat. He says, to all those 15 wrestlers who get released, listen to Matt Cardona tweet. You pick one of those three. I wish nothing more than the best, and there will be more releases at the end of the day. TKO business as usual. Yes, TKO.
What did Matt Cardona say?
Matt Cardona says that they could basically do nothing and be depressed or live off their WWE name, or they could, hit the ground running, work hard and make it themselves, and most of all, have fun. So
okay, that's actually a good
one of those three. I think there's only one option that you should choose, and it's number 3, not the other 2.
Question. So for them, do they get unemployment or do they get like a stipend? Like, how does this work when you're released from WWE?
Well, basically, with the non-compete clause, you're paid until the non-compete clause is over.
Got it. So for the 90 days, for 3 months.
Well, it depends on if you're in NXT or if you're in the main roster. I was going to explain all that. So don't.
Okay, I'm sorry. I
get the explanation. Blood Money 47 also saying SP3. I watched the Dog Pound cage match at Dontaku. I recommend Krssi Love and Top Guy JJ. It's way better than Blood and Guts. It's bloody birthday party and happy birthday Bullet Club. Indeed. Spoiler alert, that's going to be on my matches of the week this week. That was the latest addition. That Dog Pound Steel cage match was such a bloody, brutal war. Go out of your way to watch it if you haven't already from this morning's NJPW Wrestling Dontaku Night 1 show. Chuck Berry's in the chat joining us today. He says, good morning, THH fam. So now Rhea and Zarya are the last of the Aussie girls left in WWE SMH. How sad. Yeah. Blood Money 47. I have not watched the Noah show. I will watch the Noah show during the week. I watched Wrestling Dontaku Night 1 this morning. Only had time for one show as I was
I
dealing
don't know
with my
where
kids
you get the time at, bro. Like you watch every show under the sun. You review on everything. Then you're on everyone else's show plus our shows. I don't know when you sleep.
I'm not on everyone else's show. I do 2 shows a week with Fightful, sometimes more when Joe Pearl is running away from the grind. But that's the main thing that I do weekly. I was on WrestleManiac with Mex. That was on Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. That was fun. That was fun. But outside of that, that's it.
Okay. Oh, by the way, Raising Kanan, best episode of the season.
It was a really good episode. Really good episode. I mean, I'm not surprised who killed Famous.
Right.
I think it was all staring us in the face,
but we didn't really know what it was. Right. It was,
yeah.
It was staring us in the face, and we just was like, oh, dang. My man Lulu came out on top, son.
Oh man, my man Lulu, he's back. He's back, baby. Good to see you, Uncle Lou.
Because they're gonna need him. They need him. They need him outside in these streets because your brother, I love you to death, bro. But yeah,
he never missed an opportunity to miss an opportunity.
Yeah,
remember that was the first thing that we've heard about Uncle Marvin. That's the first line that older Kanan said about Uncle Marvin. I love Uncle Marvin. He's still the best character.
He's still the best.
In
He's
this
still my
show.
favorite. Yep.
But he never missed an opportunity to miss an opportunity.
So yeah. Great episode. I'm like, Dag, this episode still going on, was just jam-packed with everything. Sorry to go off the thing. Just had to let SB know that I'm on.
We do this all the time. And yes, good point by our producer, Baby Seth. He said, and I write articles. Yes,
that's what
I do work full time. That's my full-time job.
I know.
Wrestle Talk, Sports Illustrated. Check out my work there.
You have twins. Like, I don't know. You have a wife. Like, it's just you have a full-time. You busy. I thought I was busy. No, you busy.
We got in the chat here. We got RPGs. This says free Keanu Carver. He said nothing wrong. I don't know what Keanu.
I don't know who that
said.
is.
Let us know. Keanu Carver is from Evolve. But let us know what he said in the live chat. RPGs. We got Power Driver Finisher. He says they're gonna gaslight us and put her on LFG.
My God. And
that would
then
be
you got
funny
more people coming.
if they put one of the releases on LFG.
Yeah, they should do that. You putting all this money and investment in all these other things, and you can't even pay the people that you got. When we get to that part, we'll get to the topic. I ain't even gonna say no more. I'll say what I have to say when you go through the whole motions. Where's Top Guy? Let's go, Top Guy. You late.
We got yes, Parker finished this year. It was an inspirational tweet from Matt talking about Matt Cardona's tweet. We also got him saying no spoilers, but he says Uncle Lou feeling powerful. Yes, he is. Uncle Lulu is back.
Yeah, he's back.
And we got LeVay in the chat with us today saying, morning, Pete. Good to see you, LeVay. Show some love. Sound off in the live chat. And, of course, if you're feeling generous, you could send a super chat donation, and we will make sure your comment is highlighted on screen. Of course, before we get into things, we got to shout out all of you supporting us across social media here on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel, as well as our Patreon with our Tru Heel roll call, our top 3 conversation starters on our Tru Heels group page on Facebook. Tru Heel Trinity is number 3, the Vegas Bad Boys of podcasting, number 2, Joe Bellini, and number 1, Stewie John Palmer. Our Patreon backers, you got Vala, you got Alan Weinstein, Negro Bucknick Jackson, Professor Chris, Trey, Robert, Steve, Ladarius, John, Dolores, James, Alan, Santo, I Make Beats, and Justin Rich. Thank you so much for supporting us. She be working. She be doing her own thing. She be doing her own podcast. She got a podcast with J News.
Dolores, I know. I forget all about that. Yes, I forgot. Yes, Dolores. I was like, I ain't seen in the chat in so doggone long. Dolores, love you, miss you.
But we gotta get into everything that we missed. We will start
Yes.
off with last night's Friday Night SmackDown, but I'll be honest, my mind wasn't really into this episode of SmackDown because of all the releases, but we will talk about it shortly here. SmackDown, the show featured Damian Priest and LA Knight, starting things off with a promo exchange after Priest interfered in Knight's match with Drew McIntyre last week. This led to a good opener between the two men, with Priest and Knight getting the crowd into things with a spirited contest that ended due to outside interference from Solo Sikoa, who was subsequently beat down by both baby faces until Jacob Fatu made the save and destroyed both Priest and Knight. Later in the show, SmackDown GM Nick Aldis announced that Fatu will defend the United States Championship against Knight and Priest at Backlash. But then after Solo mentioned technically McIntyre won last week's #1 contenders matchup, this led to Aldis making it a 4-way with Fatu versus Knight versus Priest versus McIntyre for next Saturday's show in St. Louis. Speaking of that, you had Randy Orton, St. Louis own. He came out to cut a fired up babyface promo about his undisputed WWE Championship bout against John Cena and wanting to punt him in the head. You also had the in-ring return of Aleister Black as he picked up a win over The Miz in a hard-hitting contest from him, not necessarily The Miz. Post-match, Black teased a match with Carmelo Hayes, which should be really good. Then you had week 2 of former NXT Tag Team Champions Fraxium on SmackDown. They beat Pretty Deadly in a pretty good matchup after an exchange backstage. Zelina Vega defeated Piper Niven. Rey Fenix beat Santos Escobar in a pretty fun matchup, while Nia Jax came out and was talking her trash after attacking Tiffany Stratton last week. This led to a big brawl that included Tiffy, Naomi, Jade Cargill to set up the main event of the show, where Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton picked up a victory over Nia Jax and Naomi. Post-match, Cargill took the WWE Women's Championship and wore it on her shoulder before her and Tiffany had a bit of a tug-of-war over the belt until Naomi attacked both of them from behind and held up the title to close the show. Next week, it will be Jade versus Nia Jax to determine the #1 contender for the WWE Women's Championship. Were you able to watch SmackDown, or what did you think about last night's show?
I did watch SmackDown. Jade, slow your roll, sis. It's too early for you to get this belt. Still got a lot more to do. Love you though.
Hey, it looked good on her.
It did look great on her. I love that she did the little spoiler. It did look really, really good on her. But I feel like there's others that have to come before her, before she can get it. I.e. Naomi, or I know there's other people. I feel like that's it's a line here, and I love that Jade is let's give Jade the mid card title, but whatever. I guess she's one of the main event girls, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw SmackDown. SmackDown was cool. It had some parts. It's 3. My husband always asks the same thing. He's like, "Dad, why is it on so long?" I was like, "Cause it's 3 hours." He was like, "Oh yeah." He forgets every time he would see me and it's Friday. He's like, it's 10:30. Like, what are we doing?
I don't know if it was the releases or just this felt like a nothing show to me.
It was a nothing show.
Nothing happened. Nothing really happened.
It was just a bunch of talking, match, talking, promo, talking, video thing. It wasn't nothing really happening. And we have a pay-per-view next week that doesn't even. He also said, he was like, "Wait, y'all got a pay-per-view already?" I was like, "Yeah, I know. WrestleMania was just 2 weeks ago." He was like,
"It literally just happened."
It literally just happened. So this pay-per-view is going to be nonsense, garbage. If you do a review, God bless you.
I mean, I'm gonna have to. That's how my life works. I gotta do pay-per-view reviews for all the WWE and AEW shows and New Japan shows. Hey, they made me even do a TNA review this week.
What? Over Rebellion for that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how was it? It was okay.
It was a 7 out of 10 show. Which
okay. For TNA, that's actually a good number.
That's a pretty good number for TNA, but
Yeah.
was it worth me doing a review over it? I don't know. I just wanted to talk about the Stardom show. The Stardom show was amazing. We'll talk about that. Yeah. We'll talk about both of those shows a little bit later. I don't know if it was just me, but I just felt like after those releases, I was like, I'm numb. I'm numb to everything I'm watching right now.
Yeah, it was very. I started watching it. I didn't catch it till like the 9:00 hour because I was on my way back home. So I seen the chat, but you guys were pinging off like crazy. I'm like, what is happening? So, but I couldn't see anything because I was driving. And as soon as I get home, I'm like, what? Well, I went on Twitter first to see like what I missed. Yeah. And that's where I seen the names of the people that were released. I was like, huh. Okay. Then the show is happening and you're like, huh. Okay. And then you just can't help but think, yeah. Mm-hmm. They deserve so much better. A lot of the people that's on that list deserve some. We'll talk about it. Yeah. Okay.
Well, we got RPGs this here. He says Keanu Carver called out the Samoans who cosplay blackness but are MAGA Trump supporters. Oh shit! Yeah, he might get clipped. You don't come after the Samoans. Nah, B. I would have told him. Don't. This is not the battle that you want. It's not the battle that you want, yo. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, RPGs. I did not know about that. I did not hear about that, but here we are. We do have a super chat donation to start us off hot from Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries, for the support. He says, had to show some love because I'm looking forward to some of that THH venom being let out today, and deservingly so. Yes, this is a safe space. This is a safe space here. Yep. So however you feel about these WWE releases, whether it be good, bad, indifferent, you understand it or you're not, as long as you're able to articulate it and not be a dick to anybody, we're open to hear it. We're open to hear it, y'all. But thank you so much, Chuck Berries, for the super chat donation. So let's get into it without further ado. It is that time of the year again. WrestleMania is in the rearview mirror, and WWE does its yearly tradition.
Right, this is the time that they do this. Damn. Okay, go ahead. Yep. This since the pandemic.
Spring cleaning.
Yes.
Spring cleaning. WWE through Fightful, Sean Ross Sapp announced that WWE has reportedly released a number of talent, including Braun Strowman, Dakota Kai, and Shayna Baszler. Fightful, Sean Ross Sapp reports that according to internal memos, the following stars have been released from their contracts. Braun Strowman, former WWE Universal Champion, former NXT Women's Champion, and one of the longest reigning NXT Women's Champions of all time. Shayna Baszler has been released from the company. Dakota Kai, a member of Damage Control and former multi-time WWE Women's Tag Team Champion. Kaden Carter and Katana Chance, another former WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Sapp noted that it may be that some of their contracts are not being renewed as opposed to being released outright. Strowman last competed on April 18th when he teamed with LA Knight against Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa on the SmackDown before WrestleMania 41. Baszler's last match for WWE was on the April 11th episode of SmackDown, where she competed in the WWE Women's Tag Team title #1 Contenders Gauntlet, where she teamed with Zoe Stark. That match was also the last WWE bout for Chance and Carter, while Kai was last in action on the March 24th episode of WWE Main Event, where she defeated Ivy Now. In addition to the previously mentioned releases, then it was reported by PW Insider that Cora Jade and Gigi Dolan have been released from their deals. Cora Jade posted to Twitter, thankful for all the childhood dreams that I got to live out. I have a lot to say in due time. Stay tuned. XOXO. Shayna Baszler also took to Twitter to discuss her release, saying that no one can offer what I have to offer. Reality, let the galaxy burn. So Eddie Thorpe has posted to Twitter with a GIF that basically suggested that he's also been released from the company, but that was yet to be confirmed. It was then later confirmed by PW Insider that he in fact was released from the company. He is the boyfriend of Gigi Dolan, but he's competed on NXT for the last couple of years after being a graduate of the New Japan LA Dojo. Raleigh Osborne also took to Twitter to social media to suggest that he has also been released. As separately confirming, he was on Chase U on NXT. But yeah, this basically was Gigi Dolan was also confirmed by PW Insider, and Fightful Select confirmed that Raleigh Osborne was also released and that more were coming. Cora Jade took to social media herself, and she took to Twitter to share a photo of herself with former NXT star Babe Priestley and the aforementioned Raleigh Osborne, saying, "Just got a lot of free time in our hands. See you soon." Damn. Another NXT star also was released in Jakara Jackson, who was just featured on NXT TV this past week, where Metaphor basically broke up on NXT TV this week, and that was basically foreshadowing of what was going to happen here. PW Insider confirmed that the Metaphor alumni has been released. Jackson was in a tag team with Lash Legend as part of the stable with Noam Dar and Aura Mensa. The stable mutually agreed to split on this week's NXT. 3 more stars are gone from NXT in Gallus. PW Insider reports that Wolfgang, Joe Coffey, and Mark Coffey were released as part of Friday's cuts. Gallus were rarely used on NXT TV over the last several months and had appeared on WWE Evolve. They had recently appeared on this week's WWE Evolve, where they made a challenge to Keanu Carver and Harlem Lewis for a future tag team matchup. That will never happen. Gigi Dolan and Jakara Jackson both took to social media to comment on their releases. Dolan said in a post on Twitter, "Officially free to work in 30 days. The Priscilla Kelly at yahoo.com is her email address where you can reach out to her." Jakara Jackson posted to Instagram, writing, "Always been and always gonna be about that motherfucking action." Then you also had 2 more WWE releases to finish things off, as PW Insider confirmed that Aura Mensa and Javier Bernal had been released from their contracts. They were both from NXT. Both men had been recently featured on Evolve. Javier Bernal was basically in like a storyline where he was on a losing streak and trying to changing up his look a bit after suffering an injury that kept him on the sideline for a number of months. Mensa took to his Twitter page and he posted the following: 15 years, hard work, and true sacrifice to make it to WWE. Always gave it my 110% and put my whole passion and body into the art form of pro wrestling. Thank you for all the support. Love y'all. Then the updated list is as follows, so anyone who's just joining us can know it is Braun Strowman, Shayna Baszler, Dakota Kai, Kaden Carter and Katana Chance, Cora Jade, Gigi Dolan, Eddie Thorpe, Raleigh Osborne, Jakara Jackson, Wolfgang, Joe Coffey and Mark Coffey of Gallus, Aura Mensa, and Javier Bernal. A new report had some additional details on Friday's releases from WWE, with Fightful Select having the details on the matter. The report notes that Shayna Baszler, Braun Strowman, Dakota Kai, Kaden Carter, and Katana Chance will all have 90-day non-complete clauses, unless it's a case of any of their contracts simply expiring, which is still not confirmed yet. Baszler's release was a surprise, as she had been helping out with NXT as of late and had just re-signed with WWE in 2024. Kai had already been receiving a ton of interest from outside companies and top agents. In terms of the NXT releases, Gigi Dolan, Cora Jade, Gallus, Jakara Jackson, Eddie Thorpe, Javier Bernal, Ora Mensa, and Raleigh Osborne. Most of them have not 30-day non-compete clauses during which they will be paid. It was noted that some knew that Jackson's release was coming, considering she was split from Lash Legend. And just so we're clear here, during his live stream regarding these WWE releases, Fightful Sean Ross Sapp stated, and I quote, "Listen, if Triple H wanted to keep these people, they'd still be there. Let me be clear about that. If he wanted them there, they'd still be there." Basically confirming that Triple H does in fact have final say over who gets cut from WWE roster.
Well,
so Krssi, what's your reaction to all these WWE releases, and who would you say is like the biggest surprise out of the names that we listed?
Shayna Baszler. Zoe Starks is still there. I don't get it. Y'all kept Zoe. You gotta keep Shayna. Tell me where I'm seeing something wrong. Tell me something. Did she say she wanted to be released? I don't know. But tell me something that I don't know that's wrong with this picture. I tag with this person, put them underneath my wing, babysit them, and now they still have a job and I don't. That's wrong. Dakota Kai deserves way better. Shayna Baszler deserves better. Cora Jade deserves better. You had her flip-flopping back and forth shows, and I guess you guys really didn't care. Braun Strowman is really surprising to me because, one, he just got back. Not even, 6 months?
No. It's been longer than that. He's been back since the end of 2022.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he just came back from injury, if you mean that.
Okay, then there we go. That's probably why. Okay,
Yeah.
He just came back from injury. He's been having these crazy feuds with Jacob Fatu, and I don't know. It's crazy. They do this every WrestleMania after WrestleMania season. Again, I think that there was other people that could have been released, but they also didn't use these people at all either. They were just sitting in the back. You having them come show up to these locations and shows and do all of your fan greetings and all of these things with kids and whatnot, but then you don't use them on TV shows and in stories. It's really saying, and it's really sad. No one wants to lose their job, and it's hard out here. Like, this economy sucks. This country sucks.
They just stockpile talent and then have to let them go. And it isn't like a big coincidence that we were hearing all these reports. And I think I said this a couple of weeks ago, that we were hearing all these reports of like Jeff Cobb and Mariah May coming into the company. All these people coming. They had just picked up all the AEW releases, like the Lucha Bros and your Miros and your Malachi Blacks. I pretty much said, I was like, we're gonna get releases now. Like they have to let go of the people
there's no money. It's
that they're not using. Yeah, that they're not using. It's all about the bottom line with them, with WWE and TKO. And yes, it has been just reported by Sean Ross Sapp about 13 minutes ago that Danny Palmer, another WWE NXT talent, has been released from her contract. She had been being used on the WWE Evolve show, but seems like all those Evolve people, like if they didn't have a prominent role for you, they were going to let you go there too, because Gallus was one of the more featured and more veteran talents over on Evolve, and they got let go.
Yeah. That's crazy. But yeah, they're only hiring the AEW people because of AEW. They're only saying, yeah, come over here. We can use you over here. They're not that Meryl. It's only about you'll be stuck in catering soon. You'll be a mid-carder stuck in catering soon. They're gonna get you on a TV these next two months, and then you're gonna be lost in the shuffle. I promise you. Aleister Black, I pray that they do something with you. Mariah May, I pray they do something with you, my love. I listen. Look at where Jade is at, and she was one of their biggest signings when she came on, and they kept her in the pocket for almost 6 months before they even let her come outside.
Yeah. It's like they want to, and it just goes. This whole thing like goes in the face of what Nick Khan was saying. Oh, they don't bench people. We use all of our talents. If we sign someone, we use them, and then that's why you release all these people too.
Yep.
And then it's not like you're just you know what, you guys complain about people being benched, and then you complain about people getting a release. There's still people on this roster who's being benched, and it's not going to improve now that you let go of 15 wrestlers. Apollo Crews is not going to be on SmackDown next week now that you released all these wrestlers. Candice LeRae ain't going to be on Monday Night Raw this week now that you released all these wrestlers. You still have a ton of wrestlers that are still on the bench.
Yep. And I think they only keeping some of these people because they're married to other people that's still on the roster.
I mean, they did the 2-for-1 special with Eddie Thorpe and Dakota Kai, like a couple getting released at the same time. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's really. I don't know.
We got a bunch of comments here. Yeah. Dion Jenkins says Braun is the most surprising because he's been used regularly.
Yeah.
He's up there, but I'm not too surprised because he has been released before.
Right.
And it's similar with Dakota Kai, but I think Dakota Kai is more surprising than Braun Strowman because Dakota Kai always seemed like someone that Triple H did like.
Yes.
He just couldn't find a role for her.
Yep.
Dion says, I could see Shayna joining the Death Riders. I immediately thought about that too, Dion. When I was thinking about Shayna, I was like, Shayna, I wouldn't mind if Marina started her own Blackpool Combat Club and had Shayna Baszler join up with that.
And does her name has to be changed, or does she own that name?
I think Shayna Baszler is her name.
Okay, so she can use that. Like she was like Adam Cole. She can use it anywhere else. Okay, great.
Yeah. Alexander Fitzgerald says, I hate when WWE flexes about record-breaking profits and then does releases. Yeah, that's the hypocrisy.
That's so good.
I got people in my comments who are not getting the point. Like I just had to reply to this person who commented under my post. On the one hand, you all bitch about people being benched, but then also bitch when those people are released to pursue other options. They're not released to pursue other options. They're released for the bottom line of TKO. So that was stupid. Then he said, what do you want WWE to do? What happened to the evil Fed hoarding talent? They're still hoarding talent. Like, you didn't release all the people that you bench. He says nobody is owed a lifetime 6-figure salary. And I just responded, when did I bitch about any of this? Because literally he's commenting under my post that said, when a company always touts their record-breaking gates and revenue to then do mass releases while signing top talent all at the same time, this is why it's hard for me to root for any promotion. I will always be in support of the talent first. Thoughts to all those released. I don't understand how he got that response, how he saw that tweet and responded in this way. Because I just said, when did I bitch about either of those things? And we really defending WWE for this? I was like, yeah, miss me with the bullshit. And then he responded, I just think the phony selective outrage is purely performative. I was like, there's no outrage here. I'm not surprised by any of this. So I don't even know why you commented this here. It's like, this is the people, though. This is the general people that there are actually fans, quote unquote, who want to support WWE and think that WWE has no other option than to do this when they fucking do.
Mm-hmm. It's really, really like, you know, it's really saying like you make all these things and you're just like any other company that has to do like drawbacks. And I get it. Yes, you have to filter out and you have to make money, but you're also having all these specials, all these shows. Like you're like the MTA. Where's your money going? Like who's doing the books? You know what I'm saying? Like the MTA swear, like they always making the fares go up. They always say they need this, they need this. You got to do this terrible ass congestion pricing. Where is the money going? There's still homeless people and bums on the train every fucking day.
We got RPGs. This is WWE firing the LGBTQ talent. We ain't noticed. I mean, yeah. Great Carter in a second says they let go of couples, full stables, everything. Yeah. They were just like, nah, we're letting go all these talents. Pedro T says this one sucked to hear. Jakara will be great, but like this is one of the first times that WWE gave us a foreshadow of what the fuck they were about to do. Mm-hmm. with that whole meta, because I was confused on metaphor breaking up on NXT, because I was like, Lash and Jakara, they should be good. Called up to the main roster. They're good together. That's a good women's tag team to have. They've
oversaturated the NXT. They've surpassed it. I thought Jakara and Lash were coming up. Like they don't need to be in NXT anymore. They've over exceeded. They've been on other brands. They've crossed over. They're ready. They are ready. And you let her go. I was like, bruh, what are you doing? You need women's tag team. You need them. They're legit a good tag team. If you're not going to break them up, well, which they did. So now poor Lash is by herself. And she's probably still only there because of her man.
I hope they see something in Lash and that
I see something in Lash
to break up. Dion says the women's tag division is cooked. We also got Alexander who says WWE adding mid-card women's titles, then releasing women makes no sense to me. There was a vast amount of women. I think there was more. Was there more women than men out of these releases? There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 women out of the original 15, but now it's 8 with Danny Palmer, so it's half and half. It's half 8 women and 8 men. Insanity. We got Power Driver Finisher says it makes no sense to release the actually talented talent and not the ones they are trying to build up. But hey, that's WWE recreating the indies.
Yep.
Gotta sign those people to WWE ID contracts, right? Right. ID, WWE ID. Yes, let us know in the chat who you think is like the most surprising names in these batch of releases as well. Power Driver Finisher saying Gigi and Cora are my surprise. We got Alexander who says Dakota tweeting out early this week she wasn't injured and then gets released is nasty work by WWE. Yeah, because she exposed that WWE was basically benching her. She hasn't performed on any bit of WWE television, and when she did, it was WWE main event since March 24th. They were going on 2 months without using her on TV. So she exposed the fact that she's not injured. She just they don't have anything for her.
They never had anything for her ever.
They had damage control.
Yeah. And look at that, where that is. They let what's the name? Both girls are injured. So then they just let Io, she's a champ by herself. And, you know, I guess they didn't want her to have anybody by her side. I mean, which is cool and all, but like, poor Dakota. I feel really
Greg Carter II says she said her athletic career is over, so it looks like Danny Palmer is retiring. There's some people, like, when you get released from WWE, you don't even want to do wrestling.
You don't want to do anything, yeah.
That's the big time. That's the biggest promotion. There's no going around it. That's the biggest promotion you can go to. And unless you made a name for yourself and became a star in WWE, when you get released, you have to go to the independents. You can do signings and stuff like that. But not everyone that gets released is going to get a big money deal from your AEWs, your TNAs, and stuff like that.
I feel really like. Well, I mean, look what they did to Corey Graves' wife. They threw out like chopped liver.
Yeah, they let her contract expire without her knowing it.
Without even her knowing. I was like, they gotta do better.
Mm-hmm. Alexander says, my big issue is WWE talking about record-breaking profits, then doing budget cut. Yeah, I mean, that's everybody. That's everybody. Yeah. That's everybody's going to be. That's the big issue. But there's always going to be some fans who don't get it. Like, no, this is what WWE has to do. What do you want them to do? They make excuses for it because they can't even rationalize of how that would make the talent feel and how that makes a lot of fans feel who invest in these talents.
They're like any other damn company. Oh, don't say those two. Well,
I mean, those are two people that are benched right now.
Yeah, they are. You know what? You're right. They are.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Greg Carter II says, most surprising is easily Cora Jade. Seemed like everyone liked her. Cora Jade had become like a stalwart for NXT. Yep. She was one of the first stars introduced during the NXT 2.0 era back in 2021. She had the whole skater gimmick. She's a former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion. She had gotten multiple opportunities at the NXT Women's Championship. At one point, everyone thought that she would dethrone Mandy Rhodes to become the NXT Women's Champion. Then Roxanne Perez comes in, and they were able to pair up with each other because of their real life friendship. But Roxanne was better than Cora, and she kind of leapfrogged over Cora, and she became the champion next. And then over the course of the next like 3 years, Cora gets hurt. They sign people like Julia and Stephanie Victor and Jordynne Grace and Yozarias. So Ruka had an injury, and then she comes back and she's improved. Lola Vice comes in. Kalani Jordan comes in. Jada Parker comes in. And it's just like she kept getting skipped over. And then when she comes back from injury, they still are kind of trying to position her as a top star for the women's division. And then she got hurt again. It's unfortunate, but I think it is surprising, and I agree with like Baby Seth and people in the chat who do think it's surprising, only because she had that connection to CM Punk, and I thought that CM Punk would kind of be her aim to kind of keep a job and keep getting the opportunities. And even in this past year, she was in the mix. She was in that 4-way for the NXT Women's Championship in the main event of Vengeance Day in February. She had got a shot at Masha Slamovich for the TNA Knockouts World Championship earlier this year. Her and Roxanne were competing to get a shot at the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships at Stand and Deliver, and now she's released.
It's sad. Like, we could talk about this all day. I think we've done almost a whole podcast on people getting damn released during the pandemic.
That was like a weekly thing in the pandemic. We were doing that pretty much like every week, it seemed like. Unfortunately. We do have our good brother Dion, who just became a member of the channel. Thank you so much, Dion. Appreciate the support. $1 a month. Hit the join button and become a member of the channel. It helps us out a lot. We got Nick Boy, Negro Buck, Nick Jackson, who's been a member for 22 months, almost 2 years. Nice. Thank you, Nicky Boy. He says Triple H not beating those Vince allegations. So the reason that I wanted to mention what Sean said is because there is that WWE fan base that want to blame everyone but Triple H.
Yep.
Talent gets released, a woman's talent gets released, they will blame Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch before they blame Triple H.
That's so true.
Any of these talents get released. Oh, it's TKO making budget cuts. Oh, it's Nick Khan, he's the president. He's making budget cuts. That's why I wanted to make it clear. If Triple H wanted to keep any of these people, they would still be in the company.
Yeah.
Let's stop playing around and let's stop fucking keeping our head so far up Triple H's ass that his nose gets bigger because you got a whole human body up his fucking rectum. This motherfucker is the same dude who was a politician who had the reign of terror, who wanted everyone to give him a circle jerk when he was the world heavyweight champion because Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock left and he thought he was the biggest star. But even a rookie like Brock Lesnar skipped over him. Kurt Angle was much better than him. John Cena was coming up. Randy Orton was coming up, and he just tried to be the top star. This is the same guy who did this 20 years ago. This is the same guy that did a 67-minute Hall of Fame speech because he loves hearing the sound of his fucking voice.
Not 67.
He's a self-indulgent, egotistical prick. So I don't understand why people want to defend him and don't think he can do anything wrong. It makes no sense to me.
You know, they're bootlickers. They're ass kissers. That's the thing that they like to do, and he does no wrong in their eyes for whatever reason. I don't know what it is. But you got to call a spade, and this is definitely a big spade. You would lose in the game. Sorry.
Yeah. Chuck Berries, I agree with you. He says competition is great for the business, and it provides other wrestlers with other places to go and work. Yeah. You need all these places, and the independent scene is very fruitful as well because you see a guy like Matt Cardona who's really reinvented his career since his release back in 2020. Where he hit the ground running. He became a top star for GCW. He won the GCW World Championship, won the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, was in TNA. He won the Digital Media Championship there. He's still making so much. He's even been in interviews where he said he's made more money on the independent scene working for multiple promotions than he ever did in WWE. So this is why you need, and this is me without mentioning AEW. There is a lucrative business, and if people are passionate enough and dedicated to what they're doing, they will work hard and they can make a living that's outside of WWE.
Yep. And he's a known fact and a known person that can just show that it is okay to not work in a big promotion.
We got Nicky Boy, Negro Buck, Nick Jackson. He says, how the fuck do you fire a star like Cora Jade? I mean, like I can, we're always going to try to give all the perspective, all the well-roundedness, because we can be outraged or upset about this, but we can also look at it from every side of the angle, and I try to do that with most of these releases. With Cora Jade, like I said before, she had those 2 back-to-back injuries, and I think that really set her back. And NXT brought in all these talent that were just improving a lot faster than her. She also had adjustments to her body, which hurt her mobility as well when she did make her way back. I think that she was still a star that had a ton of potential. She's only 23 years old, so she still has the rest of her career ahead of her.
Right,
and she seems like she seems like she's gonna hit the ground running. She's already changed her name on social media to Elena Black. And she was making a name for herself on the independent scene before WWE signed her. So I think that she has nothing to worry about. I think that if she wants to go to the independent scene and get her name out there and reinvent herself, she can do that. And she will probably get a call back from WWE in a year or 2 or 3 years. She'll probably have another run in WWE knowing how they view her.
Yeah, for sure.
And of course, we are going to do our usual thing, what we do with releases, Miss Krssi Love, of where we think they will go next in a bit here after we get through these comments. We got Manish in the chat who says, surely unionizing will be on the card soon. I don't want to laugh at this comment, but I want to laugh at this comment because there's not going to be any type of unionization in pro wrestling. If it didn't happen in 1986, it's not happening in 2025, Manish. I'm sorry to tell you that.
Yeah, that's the part that I guess they are so hopeful that it's never going to happen. If they wanted to unionize, they would have done it by now. If basketball and everyone else got a union and y'all don't have a union, they don't want one.
We got Nikki Boy who also adds, dude, what was the point of bringing back Strowman and Dakota? They were only back for what, 3 years? This is the thing, like the real overarching thing that with these releases is these releases, none of them are like top stars. But I think that WWE is very much undermining and not appreciating the fact that they had a well-rounded roster, that you need these veteran hands to put over the top stars, to put over the younger talent that are on their way up. A guy like Braun Strowman, you used him to prop up guys like Bronson Reed and Jacob Fatu, and he was very good in that role. Dakota Kai, she's always been one of the more underrated female performers in the company, who's played multiple different roles, who was very prominent with the damage control storyline and never really got the opportunities that she deserved. I know there was so many people that were upset, like you, Krssi, when she didn't win the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I think that they're not gonna feel the consequences of these releases for a while, but it is gonna be some consequence, because you're not gonna have these veteran hands like your Shayna Baszlers, like your Katana Chance, your Kaden Carter, who can help out the younger people coming up as well as your top stars.
Correct. I agree with you on that one, because you need people to now level up when you do have other call-ups, and you're going to be doing this draft soon, I'm sure. What is there to look for? You really don't, like, who's coming up? And the people that you would think that was coming up is not even here. So
yeah.
It just goes to show you that they don't give a damn about the women's tag division at all. I mean, Mercedes and they tried to tell y'all from before. Yeah, it was like, no, we do care. And they don't give a damn. Because if you did, you wouldn't get rid of the legit women's tag teams, and you keep doing them. You had the Iconics, you had all these people, and you kept releasing all of them. Legit tag teams, good tag teams.
Talk about it. They do this all the time.
All the time. And you get legit tag teams and you break them up for whatever stupid reason. And then you don't do anything with them once you break them up, and then you release them.
Dion says, why do fans give Triple H so many passes? Is it because he's considered better than Vince? Like, this dude had to hop over a bar that was in the center of the earth. Vince McMahon was one of the worst. The late years, Vince McMahon, late 2010s, Vince McMahon, early 2020s, Vince McMahon is one of the worst bookers that I think us wrestling fans have ever seen. And Triple H could have just been slightly better. He was considerably better than Vince McMahon, because he actually cared about the product and wanted the fans on his side. But as you've seen, now that the bar has been raised for where we're trying to kind of grade him at, because he's graded against his own work and not Vince's, now he's mad at us for doing that.
Sad.
And here we are.
Here we are.
I'm trying my best to not rant so much, but
no, you can. Please do. It's okay. This is a free space.
I'm more upset at people who don't want to put any of the blame for this on Triple H. That just makes no sense to me. That's the only thing I've ranted about. I'm not outraged by these releases. I expect these releases around this time of the year. Some of these don't make a lot of sense. And you still have so many talent that got benched. I said it in the group chat yesterday. I was like, if Apollo Crews ain't on this list, this dude is JTGing fucking WWE. And if you don't know what JTGing means, it means he ain't answering the phone. Don't pick up the phone. He ain't picking up the phone, because Apollo Crews has been benched. He has not wrestled, Krssi, since the January 24th episode of SmackDown. It's fine. We're going on 4 to 5 months of not seeing this guy on TV. So we got people like him, we got people like Candice LeRae who's not being used, and yet we're letting go of people who were just in the finals of your mid-card championship title. And why the fuck did you make mid-card women's titles for? You don't have that many women now. You don't have that many women that you use. Here we are.
Listen, I wouldn't answer my phone if I was Apollo Crews either. Shit. Fuck. I'll stay home and get paid. I don't mind it. I wish someone would let me get paid and stay home. It's not for free, but I'm just saying.
I ain't mad at him. I'm
not mad at him. Like, I wouldn't be mad at him either. So I wouldn't pick up my phone. I'm gonna keep doing what I need to do and just stay underneath the radar. Cedric Alexander did it for a long time.
Until February, and then he got let go.
But yes, and he will be on with the other guys really soon. I hope that's the next thing. But if he is released and let him get the clock, go to the Hurt Syndicate is waiting for you with open arms. Like, come, I promise you, come. We will hug you.
It's like Rick James.
Like Rick, yep.
Alexander with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Alexander, for the support. He says it's hilarious when something great happens. It's thanks, Papa H. You the best. When something bad happens, it's TKO, it's The Rock, it's Road Dogg, or something else. 100. That's the shit that I am pissed off about. That I'm not pissed off about any of these releases. This is what I expect from WWE. This is how WWE runs their business. They've been doing this same shit, especially over the last 5 years. This is what they do. I'm not outraged about that. I am more outraged at the fact that Triple H seemingly never gets any of the blame for it. Never. He goes away scot-free. Dion says, I've seen more and more people start to come out and criticize Triple H. Yeah, because he's showed us that it gets to him. If it gets to him, that means that we can actually get some response and he can take some responsibility, some accountability for what he's doing. I just need it to be universal. We need a majority to do it. It's a minority. It's not more and more people. It's a very minute amount. There is still a very large amount of people who want to see Triple H in the eyes of, oh, I was a fan of him growing up. Let's not give him any blame. We also got another super chat donation here from Nicky Boy, Negro Buck Nick Jackson. Thank you so much, Nicky Boy, for the support. He says, I'm mad about Shayna Baszler getting cut. But to be honest, I'm not surprised. I was worried for her after Sonya Deville got released, and this I'd be morbid as hell.
I forgot all about Sonya Deville. Damn.
She got released in February too.
Yes, shit.
He said, but how long till Zoe Stark is on the chopping block? I don't want to talk about any of that. I don't want to suggest any. Oh,
now you don't want to talk about it.
The only reason I brought up Apollo Crews is because I did mention him in our group chat. And I want Apollo Crews to keip his job. I want everybody to keep their job. But I also want them to find something for these people to do.
SP. Zoe Starks is next, I promise you. I'm sorry.
Oh, God. Krssi, we're going to need a disclaimer for you.
Sure, make one. Tell Nicky Boy to make one for me. It's okay.
Yo, that is kind of crazy, though. Yeah, because I did mention Cora Jade having 2 ACL surgeries, but yeah, Nikita Lyons has as well, but she still got to keep.
And we know why, right?
Because our politics match up with WWE.
That too, and her assets.
And assets help. Assets.
We ain't shit.
We're not. Gray Carter II says WWE doesn't value mid-card utility players, and you need those. Yeah, I think it was Ibu of WrestlePeers. He tweeted out yesterday. It seems like right now WWE is either keeping you if you're a prospect, if you're from AEW, and if you're a top star. Those are the 3 sections of people they want to keep. If you're anything other than that, if you're a veteran mid-card guy who's just going to be in the mid-card that helps prop up other people, who can get other people, who is still going to be entertaining, can still be of some value to the company, you are no value to them right now in this TKO era. They're going to let you go.
Yep.
Nikki Boy says the fact that Shayna Baszler never got a fair shake in the main event scene makes my blood boil in ways that I can't even put into words.
Very true. Very, very true.
No,
very true.
No, it happened. Goku in the chat. Good to see you, good brother. He says Apollo Crews is still there. Just don't pick up the phone. Yeah, dude. No, that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say to everybody. Don't pick up the phone this weekend. This is not the weekend to pick up the phone. And yes, I know Apollo is hurt right now and he's injured, but he wasn't used when he was healthy.
He was a snitch.
My thing.
He was a snitch.
Huh?
He was used as a snitch.
How is he a snitch?
Wasn't he telling on who did he tell on? He was telling on somebody. He was used as a snitch in the background. You said it.
Oh yeah. The storyline. I was like, I thought you was talking about for real.
No. Man.
You had me for a minute there, Krssi. I was like, who he snitched on?
No, bro.
I was like, who Apollo snitching on?
No,
don't tell me Apollo snitch.
Apollo catch strays out here. See, look at this poor SP. Look at this guy. You know what?
I was confused, guys. That's my bad. That's my bad. We got another super chat donation here from Alexander Fitzgerald, who says, "Why bring back Omos from Noah just to bench him?" Yo,
true.
I've been confused about that since what was it? January.
Yeah.
They brought him
and
back.
He was doing great over there too.
He was a tag team champion.
Make it make sense, guys.
I don't know what to say. We got Alexander with another super chat donation. Thank you so much, Alexander, for all the love today. He says this era is now Triple H booking Reign of Terror. Yep.
Quite, yeah.
We got our boy Jeremy Orr in the chat. Good to see you, good sir. He says, I don't understand the timing of the releases. Please help. Jeremy Orr, yeah, I think that you might be new, but this happens every year at this time. This time of the year, it always happens like clockwork. WWE does their series of releases, their spring cleaning releases after WrestleMania. We got Nikki Boy who says Triple H, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest bald fraud in the game. Thumbs up for that. And we got Goku who says, is there going to be more releases coming soon? I wouldn't be surprised if there's more releases, because I think there's still going to probably be some more as the day goes on. I think this whole weekend we might see a couple of people that haven't been used that much that are going to get their releases from the company, or not have their deal renewed. Either or.
Not have their deal. I think it's more so they're going to look at people's contracts and see who's up, and they're not going to renew them. That's what's going to probably happen.
Yeah. Save
them some little money.
Negro, senior nerd saying, how is Omos still employed? Because he's a large individual. He's a large man.
He's just like the dude that's on AEW. What's the dude that's with Jay Lethal and them?
Oh, Satam Singh. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
You need one.
Gotta have one.
You got rid of Braun Strowman. You gotta have at least one.
Davion asking, is everybody on the 90-day non-complete? No. The NXT talent, the NXT releases are on 30-day non-competes, and then they can go and take bookings in other places. That's why you've had someone like a Gigi Dolan who's already going back to the Priscilla Kelly moniker, and she's already put her email out there to accept bookings, because in 1 month she's going to be out there and probably be on like independent shows and having her autograph signings and stuff like that. Like I said earlier, Cora Jade has already made the change to Elena Black. She's already put her email out there where she's going to be taking bookings as well. So yeah, it's a 30-day non-compete clause for NXT talent, 90-day non-compete clause for the main roster talent. So Dakota Kai, Braun Strowman, Shayna Baszler, they will all get their basically release officially in 90 days, so in 3 months. And like even like the February releases like your Cedric Alexanders, your Sonya Deville's, your Isla Dawns, they haven't even been past their 90-day non-complete clauses yet. They're still, that's why I think Cedric, I think this coming week, I think on Friday, I think his non-compete clause is going to be over. And I think it's the same thing for Sonya Deville. Unless Sonya was her contract not being renewed, because I know she was in negotiations towards the end, where she said that in a couple of interviews. We got Nicky Boy. He says there's been a few NXT talent getting released today. Yeah, I've already said Javier Bernal and Danny Palmer earlier in the show. Nicky Boy. We also got here. He's like, Meat Normus, keep into the gimmick. He says every promotion needs a meat man. Yes,
Nah,
need a meat
not
man.
a meat man.
But Braun Strowman
Wasn't the meat man.
Braun Strowman, he's shown that he's not really going to be out there. Like the last time he got released, I think he made one appearance for ROH, but that was a part of like Control Your Narrative. And he was just working with EC3 on Control Your Narrative. He never went out there as far as like another major promotion, and he just bided his time. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Braun Strowman got a third stint in WWE.
Yeah, they'll call him back, and then he'll go back again. They'll keep calling back.
I was thinking about that too, Alexander. He says Cora Jade, Sky Blue, and Julia Hart would be a sick squad. They can be their own version of a female House of Black.
Yes. Yep.
I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, that is also true, Alexander. He says Braun, after his first release, was bashing the indies. Yeah, he tends to.
So they don't want him. They don't need you.
Don't need you. All right, but let's do what we usually do here, Krssi Love. Where do we think they're gonna go next? And we will start with Braun Strowman. Like I said before, I think Braun Strowman goes back to WWE in like 6 months to a year.
Right, I'm about to say he's not going anywhere but his house, and then if they call him back, he'll come back. So his house.
The bright side for Braun, he's already like a millionaire. He's good. He can probably sit back, and his missus is a champion, and I think he's still with Raquel Rodriguez.
I thought they broke up.
Oh, I don't know.
Someone
in the chat tell me.
Yeah, confirm that for us, please. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Shayna Baszler is one of like 2 people on this list where I could see them going to AEW.
Absolutely.
And having a role there.
Correct. Yes. Give her a bag, Tony, and give her. She is a heel. She's not a good guy. She is a heel. Like, we're gonna put her as a heel and let her go and choke out Mercedes and some other people.
Have her work with Marina Shafir, female Death Riders or female Blackpool Combat Club.
They would be great together.
Yeah, see, it's either. I think Shayna is either she has 3 options. She either is going to go back to WWE and maybe as a coach, she will go to AEW and play a role over there, maybe with Marina Shafir or something, or she's kind of, in advanced age where I could see her retiring completely.
Oh no, really? Oh, because she did,
or at least semi-retiring. I could see her doing like the blood sport because she's so close to it, Josh Barnett and stuff like that. But I don't know if she's not getting a deal from AEW, then I could see her doing like a semi-retirement and just working a few indie dates.
Okay, that's fair.
This is the big one right here, Dakota Kai.
Oh. I see her doing independence for right now. I don't know if she'll go to AEW right away.
She's another one I can definitely see going back to WWE. I don't know why she would do that again, but I think she would go back to WWE. But to me, she should be the number 1 person out of this crop of of talent that AEW should look at. But I can also see her going to like a place like TNA as well and being like a TNA Knockouts world champion there.
Yeah.
She's probably the one that has the most options out of everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You could they help they don't they have some of TNA so they can like put people over there.
They could.
But you know, whatever.
So Kaden Carter and Katana Chance will group them together, even though they might go their separate ways. Who knows? But Kaden Carter and Katana Chance.
Send them to WoW or TNA.
I see TNA. TNA needs knockouts tag teams, so that would be the one.
Go against look at Ash by Elegance.
Yeah.
Look at Ash. She's a great story.
Gigi Dolan, aka Priscilla Kelly. I could see her going to TNA because her fiance works there, Zachary Wentz of the Rascals.
Oh. So wait, so who's married to Darby?
Well, Priscilla Kelly at one time was with Darby, but they had a really bad falling out. So
got it. Okay. I thought they
were going to AEW, guys. I'm sorry.
Got it. Okay. So never mind. There goes that. Sure. Okay. TNA.
We got a bunch of people saying Dakota to AEW. We got Davion who says Dakota to Stardom. We got Alexander says Dakota to AEW eventually. Yeah, like I said it, Eddie. I was like, she's in it, like she's in her 40s, so like that's usually a lot. Shayna Baszler.
Oh yeah, she's at my age. Yeah.
No, I could see her. Being like, yeah, I'm done. I've made my money, so.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, that could be it. Yeah, and I'm sure she would probably be fine with that as well. But I want better for her. Like she deserves a better ending than this.
Yeah, we got Nikki Boy who confirmed that Braun and Raquel is broken up.
Thank you.
I don't know about these people's personal life, so I appreciate y'all. Great Carter the second says Braun might do an MLW one-off. I can see him going to MLW. MLW has been picking up a lot of like the former big men from WWE. Like they got Donovan Dijak over there. They got Baron Corbin over there. I can see them picking up someone like Braun. Who knows? Dion says Dakota to TNA. We got Great Carter the second says Dakota AEW. They had talks the first time. Yeah, during her first release, they were talking to each other. So could see that can happen.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of people are agreeing with us with Katana and Kaden to TNA.
It'd be great there.
They feel like a perfect fit in TNA.
Mm-hmm. That's where the Iconics went when they left. A lot of people, you can get some runs over there.
Yeah. And a bunch of people believe Priscilla Kelly and TNA would be the move. Eddie Thorpe. Eddie Thorpe is an interesting one because he has his ties to New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's a NJPW LA Dojo graduate. That's Carl Fredericks.
Okay.
So there might be a way to kind of open the door because with New Japan Pro Wrestling, they're losing like some big talent with like the Tetsuya Naito's leaving, a bunch of people on per date deals. Jeff Cobb just left the company. Bushi's leaving the company. Maybe they can open their doors up to Eddie Thorpe to make a return there. I could see him in like a TNA. I could see him going across the independent scene. What do you think about Eddie Thorpe?
I'd say go straight independence for right now. Make your money there. Be your own boss. Do your own thing and do some independent work. And maybe they might call you back. Who knows?
Yeah. Raleigh Osborne, I could see him going to TNA. Raleigh Osborne is also with the former Blair Davenport. That's his wife. Bae Priestley, who I think she was released also in that February releases as well. So she has a 90-day non-compete clause that's about to run out. I can see them both going to TNA.
Yeah.
Big one here, Jakara Jackson. What do you see for Jakara?
Oh, Jakara deserves best. Maybe they'll call her back.
Yeah, I think the best move for Jakara is going on the independent scene, seeing if she can get some experience there, and then she seems like the type of talent they might be able to come back and grab up.
Yeah, but they messed up Metaphor. Metaphor was with just the two girls. I feel like the other two guys were just like whatever.
Damn, you shitting on Aura? He got released too.
I know Aura got released too, but no, when they were the four of them, they were great. They were the host for what's the name last year for Stand and Deliver. And they were good. I think the girls were overshadowed the guys, and the girls were great. And the girls had so much chemistry. They were a good, legit tag team, and they really messed up that one for sure.
All right, good one here. Wolfgang, Joe, and Mark Coffey, Gallus. I would say the UK Independents is where they would go. They can be big stars with your OTTs, your Rev Pros, your Progresses. I'm going to the Progress show tomorrow at Electric Ballroom, so I think they would work there. What do you think about Gallus?
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. If not TNA.
I mean, they do have experience in TNA. They were there as far as the partnership and stuff like, so we'll see what happens there. Ora Mensa, just based on his speech that he put out on social media, he's a guy that I think is just going to go to the independent scene and try to get a look back to get back to WWE.
Okay.
And Javier Bernal, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to be mean, but
I don't even care, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, but I would say like indies for Javier Bernal will probably be the best look. But then finally we got Cora Jade. Cora Jade is probably the biggest prospect out of all of these releases.
AEW for sure. Heel all the way. Put her with Julia Hart. Put her. I don't know. She can probably do so much over there. I feel like.
Yeah, she seems like the type of person that they should pick up, and they can even start her in Ring of Honor for a bit. Maybe be the person who dethrones Athena, and then has a little rivalry with Billy Starks before she gets a role on AEW television.
I can definitely see her getting it with Billy Starks for sure.
Yeah, our producer bringing up, didn't she have a Twitter beef with Darby back in 2020? Darby gonna block all the hotties. No, yeah, they had a little beef over riding skateboards. I think it's so minor, and Darby, I don't think that Darby's Twitter beef should be a reason why AEW shouldn't go after someone like that and make her a good offer. And yeah, I mean, I could definitely see Cora in TNA as well, because TNA is another WWE developmental, and it seems like eventually she's gonna want to go back to WWE because she's so young.
Yep. So let her get some independence, go outside, learn, and then come back. That's all.
Yeah, a bunch of people saying they like that. LaRon Ford, good to see you in the chat, good sir. He says Cora could be the face of ROH and allow Athena to move up. That's what I want. That's immediately the thing that I thought of. I was like, yeah, let's go. Let's be that, please. Baby Seth also bringing up, she accused him of being abusive. Yeah, that's his relationship with Priscilla Kelly. That's why I said she'll start off in Ring of Honor where she don't have to deal with Darby. Just to keep Darby the fuck away from him. So we shall see, and we will, of course, keep you updated on any of the news involving the WWE releases. We'll touch on the WWE releases again when Top Guy JJ joins us in a bit here and hear his thoughts on the releases. And, of course, continue the conversation. Where do you think these people are going? Where do you want to see these people go? And, of course, like I always said, and like I said in my Twitter post that I made last night, let's support these talents. The talent, we should always support the talent first and the company second. Regardless of what company is doing, whatever they're doing, it doesn't matter. The talent should always be first, because without the talent, these companies, these promotions can't move. Let's be with the talent first over being tribalistic of go WWE, yeah, make millions of dollars, overcharge people, or AEW, yeah, Tony Khan, a billionaire, I'm gonna root for you, yeah, he's the little guy. No, he's not. So let's stop all of that. And even me, myself, I've been victim of that, where I've supported New Japan Pro Wrestling, but I've also been the fan who calls out New Japan for not wanting to pay any of these motherfuckers. So I am not promotion first. I am talent first always. So let's continue to support these talents. If you like them in WWE, let's support them wherever they decide to go.
True.
But WWE wasn't done with the releases this week, Krssi Love, as they released a number of staff members as well, including SVP of Creative Writing Operations, according to a new report. PW Insider Elite reports that 10 to 12 members of the WWE staff were released on Thursday, including Creative Writing Operations SVP Christine Lambrano. The releases reportedly affected the photography and creative services. Lambrano had been in her position in WWE since February of 2021 and was previously the SVP of Original Programming at IFC Films. PW Insider reports that the staff cuts also included broadcast personality Ryan Perpello. After a decade with the company, Perpello was said to be very much liked in WWE. He started as an intern with the editorial duties before becoming an on-screen broadcaster on WWE Now and WWE's The Bump. Prior to his exit, he was hosting WWE Vault Watch-alongs and Raw Sidecasts on WWE's Twitch channel. And apparently a lot of these releases from the creative side were of TKO, as TKO wants new heads of creative, of the creative writing side for WWE. So
interesting.
Corporate just keep getting more corporate, it seems.
Yeah. Listen.
But
it is what it is.
like I said before, we got a third member of the team. We got to hear his thoughts on the WWE releases. So joining us is the resident Tru Heel alcoholic himself, Top Guy JJ. How are you doing, JJ?
What's up, boo? How you doing?
What's happening?
Long time no see.
I know.
You know, how you been? You know, y'all pushed it back. I was like, oh shit, I'm about to miss half the show. I had to run an all staff meeting this morning. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna make it right on time for like the first half hour. I was like, oh shit, 10? Yep, half the show's gone.
No, well, we haven't really spoke mostly wrestling. We've mostly been talking about most of the releases and like what happened and how they were released, where they're gonna go. So you're right on time. So.
Look at that. I feel like I'm seeing FP like 3-4 times a week now.
You are though. I love that for you.
You love this face. You love this face. I love that for you too.
You went from not being around to now we see you every couple of days.
You got touch tips.
You got tips.
Oh yeah. There we go. JJ, you came at the perfect time because we had just wrapped up me and Krssi talking about the WWE releases. But what is your thought on all the releases? Just to run down the list for you if you weren't watching the first hour and a half. WWE releasing 16 wrestlers at this point in Braun Strowman, Shayna Baszler, Dakota Kai, Kaden Carter, Katana Chance, Cora Jade, Gigi Dolan, Eddie Thorpe, Riley Osborne, Jakara Jackson, Gallus, Wolfgang, Joe, and Mark Coffey, Ora Mensa, Javier Bernal, and this morning, Danny Palmer. What did you think about WWE with all these releases, and who's the name that most surprised you out of that list?
I mean, we knew it was coming. We knew release gate was coming after WrestleMania. Like, we actually talked about it.
Krssi said, I've been saying it for like a month because of all the people who said they were signing.
It's just there's gonna be people in there that we ain't gonna like that happen. I think to me, honestly, probably Cora Jade, I think was probably the most surprising one to me. Because I thought that they were actually trying to do something with her. Like she had the whole persona shift and she was doing some work in TNA. She had that little run-in with Masha Slamovich and all of that. So I kind of thought that she was going to do like something. But guess that shit just fell to the waist. That one and Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai also kind of like was like, ugh, damn. She really didn't get her chance to have any shine and win a singles championship after like a dozen opportunities, and they just cut ties. It's just like, fuck, man. But Braun Strowman, just know the E ain't for you, bro. Just know it ain't for you.
Yeah.
It's
like how many times they gotta let you go, nigga, before you get this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this man has been cut more times than journeyman NBA players. like this nigga should just be used to free agency by now. Just be used to it. Like he's been on the I've been doing bookings. He probably had his bookings all queued up and shit. He was probably like, oh, I know my name is probably gonna be in these rounds too. But damn, they got rid of like 8 women. Like, yeah,
it was 8.
They got rid of a lot of women. Like, I was like, damn. I know that they were overly saturated. They were starting to get like really saturated with the women, but damn, they just clipped a bunch of them. Shayna Baszler, that's no surprise there. They broke up the Meta Girls. It's like, what?
I'm so sad about the Meta Girls.
It's kind of like they just had the promotion of them going their own ways, and damn, bro, that you cut one of them. Like, this shit cold. Now I wonder why these fucking athletes are out for self when they out there looking and they making sure shit is right for them and they go and get as much money as they possibly can. So that's why when we see teams like Motor City going to the WWE in their 40s, they like, yo, I need to get as much of this money as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we need to get as much bread because, you know, you don't know. Your days are always numbered. You just never know. It just sucks that this happens literally on cue every year.
Yeah.
But it's like you start to know that, like, and it's almost becoming now that with the WWE ID program monopolizing fucking the independent scene, and you got all these cats from LFG about to probably start coming through.
We don't even need them, to be honest, but
this
whatever.
Probably ain't even it. Like, it's so much people getting into wrestling now that the independent scene is getting flooded. AEW and TNA, fucking even GCW, everybody's just getting flooded with talent. So it's almost like companies are going to be running out of room wherever you fucking go. Like, people are going to have to start fucking doing like independent pages and start to become like influencers and shit like that, because it's almost like where are these people going to be best suited? You can start to name a few, but then after a little bit of time, it's going to be like, they're just kind of right where they were when they left. And it's not going to be as beneficial because there's not like one of those people that was on that list is like, oh yeah, this person's going to flourish in AEW. This person's going to flourish in TNA because now TNA is about to be fucking owned by WWE. That shit coming. You already know that shit coming.
I said that's basically a WWE developmental.
I thought they already owned it, to be honest.
So it's like, where are these people gonna go? Like, and a lot of people ain't gonna want to like take their entire families and go to Japan. So it's like people's gonna have to start truly looking for future endeavors.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's gonna start. It's almost feeling like that time is coming. Like there's not a place in AEW for a lot of these people because AEW is so oversaturated with talent. Like,
yeah, that's also very true. You're right.
So it's like, all right, you got to really be a fucking standout and you got to be passionate as hell about this business if you want them to sign you, because it's gonna be like, oof. Yeah, I mean, AAA is something different. That's mainly a luchador style fucking company. So it's like that none of the people that got released was going to go to AAA. So But yeah, it's now. You remember we usually run through who is gonna fit where, what person's gonna be best where, and it's like I don't know at this point because it's like you got two options basically. You really got two options, and then the other is this independent scene. So it's like you can only do either AEW or New Japan. Everything else is independent or owned by WWE.
Yeah, and we didn't even when we went through the whole list and said where we thought people were going, we never said New Japan because New Japan ain't paying nobody either. So there's only really one. There's two options, and one of them is basically a WWE developmental. It's TNA, and then it's AEW. That's where we said most of these people are gonna go, and then we said a lot of them are just gonna have to go on the independent scene to get like experience before they try to go back to WWE.
Yeah. Because essentially they're going to have to do something and make a name for themselves, become impactful, and then end up back where they started. Because it's going to be, You want to explain to me how the fuck Akira Tozawa survived this?
Dude, I said how Apollo Crews survived. Because at least Akira's on TV. Akira's on TV every week. Apollo Crews, he's been injured. I know he's been injured as of late. Even before that, he wasn't being.
We're gonna stop this Apollo Crews slander right now.
Candice LeRae. I know she got a husband that worked there, but she hasn't been being used. Like they still have so much talent on the bench that didn't get released.
There's people, I don't want to start calling names because all of a sudden we're gonna see their name a part of Release Gate 2. But there's more names.
Call them.
That could have been on there. I mean, come on. Like who the fuck else you have? I'm not going like the whole her security. I'm kind of surprised they all survived. Like I'm almost surprised they all survived. Chelsea's whole crew. Like I'm almost surprised.
They got to roll. They got to roll on TV.
Now,
if you got to roll on TV, I think that they have some use for you at the very least. If you haven't been on TV, that's the people that I was questioning, like Omos and people like that. Like I was like, either use them or give them their release so they can find another opportunity out there. But that's not what they're doing.
And we do have Natalia knew. She was like, I'm out. She's like, I'm gonna be a part of this shit. So I'm gonna go find some other work because I know my name.
They keep making her be a damn coach.
Well,
she re-signed. She re-signed last year, and then she's been working outside of the company now with their partnerships. We do have a super chat donation from the good brother, the Negro Buck Nick Jackson, who says, the THH OG3 on my screen, my heart emoji, cry emoji. Thank you, Nikki boy. We appreciate you. We also got Valup in the chat who joined us last week for the call-in episode. Thank you, Valup, for the super chat donation. He says, "Yeah, buddy, TKO did some spring cleaning. All right, they got everything, including their own fucking brain cells. Not that they had many of those."
So I'm not even gonna try to put this in the sky, but Zoe Starks is still on the team.
I said it. See?
Why are you doing this? Why are y'all doing this? Why are y'all putting these people in the air?
I'm gonna try to keep it a buck, man. But you let go of Dakota Kai and Cora Jade.
Hello.
And Miss Jackson. But
Sonya Deville, all of them before Zoe.
I was like, they almost hit the Pure Fusion Collective trifecta.
Like, what are we doing? Like, I think I think Cora Jade is gonna be back. I think she's gonna be back. She's way too young not to be back.
Yeah, we said that. She's like the number one that she's 23 years old. She's gonna be back in WWE. That's a dream. She's gonna probably work your TNAs, your independents, and make her way back. If I'm Tony Khan, the two people on this list that I'm like day one when their non-compete is over, I'm calling them to at least make an offer, talk about it, is Cora Jade and Dakota Kai.
Yeah, those are the two. Those are gonna be the two hot names. From this whole list, those are going to be the two hot names. I think Braun is going to be like selling himself to get signed by one of these places. because at this point, nobody's going to want him. He's going to have to sell himself.
The only even notable company I can see Braun going to that isn't just right back to WWE is MLW.
I don't even want to say it too, but then you got
say it.
Got Ivy Nile on the roster still too.
Oh, come on. Why are we doing that to Ivy now? She just had a good match on. I'm not going to allow this. We got another super chat donation from
you're telling no one's going to tell me that she's better than either Dakota Kai or Cora Jade. No one's telling me that at all.
Valab says, and with another super chat donation, thank you, Valab. He says, "We don't bench people, quote unquote. Why don't you crunch your balls when you sit on a bench?" Gotta get this as a super chat. Thank you, Valab. We appreciate you, good sir.
So I think I be now on TV basically every week, but do you want to see her on TV every week?
No.
Yes, I'm gonna say yes because I'm not gonna allow this.
Sure.
I mean, not allow it, but it's facts.
Anyway, out with the old, in with the new. Jeff Cobb has been talked about as a possible person to come into WWE, and this week he claimed that he's retiring following his NJPW exit. He wrestled his last match on April 19th earlier last month, and he has exited New Japan Pro Wrestling. It has been reported that Cobb is headed to WWE and on the company's internal roster. Cobb took to Twitter on Wednesday to post a picture of himself at the beach. He said, 16 years is a long time to work. Happy retirement to me. I'll let the waves take me to my next destination. Can I wade in your water until I catch your wave? This post led to some believe that Jeff is not going to WWE, which has been reported. However, Fightful Select has confirmed again that he is still headed to WWE. WrestleVotes confirmed this report, saying that they are that WWE sources say that Jeff Cobb is coming to WWE imminently. There's no word on which brand he will be on, but the report noted that he's incoming on what was described to be a good deal. So where do you think Jeff Cobb will start with WWE? Raw, SmackDown, or NXT? Krssi Love?
So you think that the retirement is a lie and he's still going to come over here anyway? Okay.
Yeah, he's a troll. He's a troll on social media. If you follow Jeff Cobb, you should already know he's a troll.
Okay. Main roster. Raw.
I'm gonna say main roster. I'll say SmackDown. I'll say SmackDown for now. JJ?
Jeff Cobb definitely retiring. That's for sure. Honestly, this might sound kind of crazy, but I think Jeff Cobb could be a very good pathway to get Obafemi called up to the main roster. So I think Jeff Cobb could take over NXT, like literally just like do a full-blown takeover, annihilate. He won't be there long. Like he won't be there very long. I just think that he could be like that guy to take over, be a legitimate guy to take him out, get over to the main roster, and probably like 5-6 months later, Jeff Cobb literally just follows suit.
I could see that. All right, but talking about SmackDown, WWE SmackDown moved to 3-hour format back in January after it went from Fox to the USA Network. It was noted at the time that the format change was temporary and it would eventually go back to 2 hours. During the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer said that the show is likely to return to 2 hours in June, with June 6th being the most likely date. He said it's going to be right around that time. Yes, I was told months ago that it's essentially the end of May when it's going to happen. So it's going to be one of those weeks right around then. Yeah. So we got about a little over a month. 2 hours is definitely better than 3 for SmackDown. Unfortunately, though, kind of stemming from the talk of this episode, when it goes back to 2 hours, I can see WWE doing more releases, or at least having more people on the bench. Because if you're losing a whole hour, do you really need all these people on your show? A lot of these people are going to be on the bench.
Look at his JJ face.
Do you understand how long SmackDown feels without Cody Rhodes?
Yeah, it feels even longer.
SmackDown is such a colossal waste of time.
Yes, it was a nothing show. Yes,
episode was a waste of time.
You had no John Cena. And then you had Randy Orton come out in the third hour, and he was like, I know this is only like the third hour, but like, hey, welcome to SmackDown. Like, bruh.
Bruh. That was like LA Knight. What the fuck? Welcome the people to SmackDown. Hello, came out there with a mic. Like, welcome everybody. Randy Orton, thank you for that, because he did the job. SmackDown again, LA Knight.
Right.
Like, fucking up tradition, homie. But yo, my God, oh my God, SmackDown is literally the worst show in all of TV right now. Like SmackDown is god awful. Like it is not even watchable at this point.
It's
it is
really
literally
sad, yo.
It's noise in the TV. It's noise in your background, and anything.
I don't even feel bad when I miss it.
It's not even. It's not even substance. It's almost like they don't even want to really be there. SmackDown is total. SmackDown is total ass right now. Like if you, yo, SmackDown is a background show, bro.
Oh my God, I can't.
I can't. I can't. I hate it. I actually had that shit on over a playoff game, and I was just pissed off because I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I doing right now?
You rather watch the playoffs than watch SmackDown.
I was almost mad at Tru Heel Heat that I had to watch that shit last night. I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna talk about this bullshit at some point.
No, SP will just tell you, give her like a swift rundown. He really doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't even at this point in the game, the 3 hours, he really doesn't even if something good happens, he'll say something. Other than that, SmackDown happened. This is what happened. And that's when we go to the next thing.
That's why Dave gave that TLC last week 5 stars, because the best thing that's happened on SmackDown since it's been the 3 hours.
SmackDown's
Just saying.
This is worse than when it was the secondary show that no one attended when they first launched, when everybody just went to SmackDown to carry over the storyline into the next Raw, and people barely watched it. This is actually worse. SmackDown is worse than NXT by a country mile. It's so bad. It's so bad.
I think NXT has been the best of the three
show,
WWE shows. It's been the most consistent, at least. But
it is embarrassing how bad SmackDown is. It's embarrassing how bad that show is. Rampage was better than SmackDown.
Damn. And you know how bad Rampage.
You know how bad I did not like Rampage towards the end, but I can't say you're.
Tell me where I'm telling lies. Anytime you watch that shit and it hits 11 p.m., it's thank God this shit is over.
Nah,
Collision is much better than SmackDown.
Oh my God, yes, and it's on a freaking Saturday.
Even when Collision was the B show, it was it was and it's been a lot more consistent this year. But when it was really bad last year, it's still better than 3 hours of SmackDown in 2020.
Yo, bro, AEW 0 hour is better than SmackDown.
ROH TV is better than SmackDown. It's 45 minutes. I can get
I'm not even going to argue with it.
Baby Seth or Chris G, if you're watching, we need to make this time a little real, things that are better than SmackDown.
Every show that's better than SmackDown. We can do that as a short. It's a short.
I legit feel I should be paid to watch SmackDown.
I used to be paid to watch SmackDown, and I quit the job when it went to 3 hours. That's
My
how
nigga,
bad 3 hours of
Drunk
SmackDown.
Saturday Night is better than SmackDown.
Velocity is better than SmackDown.
WWE
WCW
Speed.
Thunder. No, WCW Thunder.
Speed is better than SmackDown.
WWECW is better than SmackDown.
The last
NXT
episode
the
of
game
Nitro.
show. NXT the game show is better than SmackDown.
WWE Camp is better than SmackDown.
All right, you win.
Nah, bro. Like, how they have the nerve to put that on TV weekly, yo? They got some fucking nerve putting that shit on TV every week. Like, some fucking nerve. Some fucking nerve.
We got Chuck Berries who says, by the way, Orton
jacked.
he said, by the way, Orton's promo about Cena scheming on fans to buy his merchandise should have been directed to TKO and their scheme on these overpriced ticket sales at SMH. I took it as that though. I didn't need Orton to say it out loud, but I did take it as that.
That's what I'm saying, like to buy his merch or make better merch for him, because
No, he said that Cena's overpricing people with merch, and it's not Cena, it's TKO.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
Yo, I love this chat right now because they just throwing in other shows too. Like, this chat is on fire, bro. Because everybody in the chat knows how ass that shit is.
We got WWF Jacked. We got Sunday Night Heat. WWE Saturday Morning Slam.
What?
Rampage. Wrestling Society X. Holy shit, he won. Davion won. Wrestling Society X.
That's a W.
That's a W. That's a W.
Because they're Wrestling Society, bro.
He does it AEW Dark. We got AEW House Rules.
Yo, man, I got one for y'all too that was better than SmackDown. WWE's version of ECW.
Yeah, I said WWECW. I said that one earlier.
I was say SBC said that, yeah.
I didn't hear he said WWECW. I just heard the W's in front.
He toned out after. We got Alexander with a super chat donation. He said, would rather watch December to Dismember 2006 on repeat than watch SmackDown. Crying face emoji. Holy shit, that's horrible. we got was the TNA Victory Road 2011. Yes, Jeff Hardy wrestling drunk is better than WWE.
Not NXT. Level up.
All right, you guys win.
Okay, Stardom is way better than SmackDown.
Stardom's excellent. Stardom's excellent.
Stardom is way better. Like, that's Stardom is actually fire.
All right, let's move on to but no, we're not.
Subway Mania is better than SmackDown.
We're gonna move on to Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Last week's Raw after WrestleMania did 3.6 million. This week, though, the show featured Seth freaking Rollins, Paul Heyman, and Braun Breaker coming out to kick off the broadcast until Sami Zayn interrupted them. Zayn came out and called out Rollins for being a hypocrite, for aligning with the one person who stood side by side with his two arch enemies, CM Punk and Roman Reigns and Heyman. Seth then offered Sami a way out of being in this group's way by getting a trade over to SmackDown. Heyman then offered Zayn a title shot at the winner of John Cena versus Randy Orton for the undisputed WWE title at Backlash. After interactions with Jey Uso and Karrion Kross, Zayn listened to Seth going over their history together and their friendship before Sami turned down the offer and told Rollins to go to hell. This led to Braun Breaker defeating Sami Zayn at the behest of Seth Rollins in the main event after repeated spears that were greeted by the fans chanting "one more time, one more time, one more time." As Braun got the win via referee stoppage. Post-match, Seth delivered the stomp on Sami to stand tall with Heyman and Breaker. Becky Lynch explained she was the one behind Bayley's mystery attack at WrestleMania 41 and why she attacked Lyra Valkyria last week. This led to Lyra coming out to challenge Becky to a women's Intercontinental Championship match at WWE Backlash. After a brief brawl between the two, Lynch bailed until Valkyria had her back turned and Becky attacked her from behind. Speaking of Backlash, where Becky and Lyra will meet for the IC title, another match was made on Monday Night Raw as Pat McAfee cut a splendid promo about being a loyal motherfucker, and that's why he defended Michael Cole against Gunther. This led to him calling out Nick Aldis, who made Gunther versus McAfee official for Backlash, until McAfee came down from the adrenaline and realized he fucked up. Logan Paul called out World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso to challenge him for the title. Jey came out and responded with a fired up babyface promo telling him to take the gold. But after Logan insulted Jey, he laid him out with a super kick. But later in the show, Logan hit a sucker punch on Jey to lay him out backstage. The War Raiders beat the Judgment Day thanks to help from Penta after Penta got screwed over by the returning JD McDonough the week before. Stephanie Vaquer, the NXT Women's Champion, picked up another victory in a good match over Ivy Nile. Yes, Ivy Nile having good matches. That's why she deserves her job. We finally had Rhea Ripley Rhea Ripley beat Roxanne Perez via disqualification in a solid opener due to outside interference from Julia. Post-match, Perez and Julia attacked Ripley until WWE Women's World Heavyweight Champion IYO SKY made the save. They jumped IYO as well until Rhea came into the ring and they bailed. Me and JJ talked in depth about Monday Night Raw. Check out Rated Raw Review. So, Krssi, what did you think about Raw this week?
Raw was cool.
And most of all, most specifically, the baby face reaction that our top heel faction of Seth, Braun, and Heyman got.
One more time. One more time.
But I think they kind of knew that this was going to happen, though. Seth is so old. They're gonna keep singing the damn song. Heel or not heel.
He was surfboard high fiving.
He was though. Like heel or face, they're going to sing the shit out unless you're going to change the song. If you're sick of the song, sorry for you. But they're gonna keep singing the fucking song. SP, I'm sorry.
Yep. I'm sick of the song. I've been sick of the song.
We all have.
I wanted him to change the song when he was a babyface.
And he's now the anti-heel, the anti-hero, and they love it.
That ain't happening.
He's not supposed to be an anti-hero. He's supposed to be a heel.
I know, but they still SP, we love the heels. And the heels are gonna get cheered.
If they ain't changing John Cena's song, they definitely ain't changing Seth Rollins' song.
Sorry, bro. Wish you the best of luck when
you're gonna have to just keep hearing that.
And now it's going even longer than is now it's even more long and sickening.
It's insufferable.
Yeah,
that's the word.
He doesn't even stop them from the chant.
No,
like
he encourages it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
One heel move on Raw, not one.
Nope. He's playing into the foolishness. He let Braun do all the foolishness. He just stands there and wait.
But Braun even one more time. Okay, fans, I'm gonna give it to you. One more time.
You're not supposed to do that if you're the heel.
I'm gonna give it to you again. One more time.
And again. And again.
I'm gonna give you a fourth one. Yeah, we spent 3 hours of breath on that shit. If y'all want to rip that shit to shreds, watch the Rated Raw review.
Well, not all of us. Romeo loved it.
Oh.
Well, he doesn't love the song, but he made excuses for it.
Romeo is the
Blaming the
known
fans.
WWE apologist. So
Yes, I'm about to say, you know how I'm about to say, why are you guys surprised? You guys,
I'm not surprised.
We just get.
Not
I actually
surprised.
just gave him credit for his optimism of WWE on everything. Like there's a light at the end of the tunnel for everything WWE does. He might even have thought SmackDown was pretty good.
SmackDown. But we got another super chat donation here. A few actually. No. Yeah, we got one more here from Dion Jenkins. Thank you so much, Dion, for the support. He says, I could see Sami winning that Saudi Royal Rumble. But Romeo basically laid it out that he thinks that this was all a tease to set up Sami winning the Royal Rumble next year after Seth wins the World Heavyweight Championship, which is definitely it definitely happened. I'm not gonna say.
Oh yeah, that's right. So wait, 2026 is in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
I mean, for fuck's sake, Sami is due, bro. Like that is the most deserving man that has not won a big championship of everyone on the roster.
I mean, you gave it to Jay. You might as well.
Yeah.
Like you gotta give Sami his flowers, man. Like at least once.
Give him a little 2 months run, and you did it. You gave it to Damian Dan Priest.
You just took that shit from me. But yes, it happened. That happened too. And it's like I'm happy that he got it. Like I'm glad Damian Priest got his name on the map that way. But you opened the door now. You opened the door. You got Damian Priest. You got Jey Uso. Like you got fucking Logan Paul with his second world championship match. Like third actually. My bad.
Third. He's about to go against. Oh, he's going against Jay.
Yeah, he's faced Roman. He's faced Cody, and now he's going to be facing Jay. It's like he's going down. He's going down a ladder, seeing which one he can hit. But
and he's gonna lose them all. That's the funny part.
Speaking of this Seth Rollins new faction with Paul Heyman and Braun Breaker, a new report had some details on what plans were for Seth Rollins' new alliance as of WrestleMania. He formed an alliance with Paul Heyman and Braun Breaker as Heyman turned on CM Punk and Roman Reigns to join him at WrestleMania 41, and then Breaker joined the group on the Raw after WrestleMania. The Right Fightful Select had some news on what the plans were for the group as of WrestleMania weekend. According to the report, while people have been comparing the group to Evolution and the Dangerous Alliance, that isn't an intended comparison. And one source noted that the stable is intended to be one that future factions get compared to and not one to draw comparisons itself. That same source indicated that as of WrestleMania weekend, there was no plan to add any additional members to the group. Obviously, that could always change, but the stable consisting of just the three of them was the eternal working plan at that time. They just have to change Seth's music. They have to tell Braun to come up with different stuff to do outside of the spear because people love the spear. And most of all, the number one thing they need to do, give the fucking mic to Paul Heyman. I do not want, hey, I'm a visionary. I'm a revolutionary. I am Seth freaking Rollins. Oh, welcome everyone to Monday Night Rollins. Shut the fuck up.
Listen, I told you again, I'm still not, I told you when Braun got into this faction, it might change my views. But I'm happy you said it because he only has one move. Let's figure this shit out. Let's change it up. Let's do something. You have to you can't be one trick pony the whole time. It is cool. But other than that, what else happens? Huh?
Yeah, he has moves. He has moves, but his finisher is so over with the fans. That's the problem. Yeah. It's not that he has one move. It's his finisher is so over with the fans. He has to do other stuff to be a heel.
And stop.
Because all of his other moves are awesome too. The Breakensteiner and the Gorilla Press into the slam. He has to be a little bit more gritty. He has to do less cool moves now that he's a heel.
Yeah, he's too cool. He's too cool for TV.
Sure. I'll wait.
I mean, you just got a list of moves, girl. It's just that he got one that is literally the most over finisher in the game right now.
Again, I've told you this when he was at NXT and then he got called up. Still not convinced.
Make him do the Steiner recliner. That's actually a move that would get heat. So I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that. We got another super chat
from
donation.
your dad and your uncle. Like, you stole everything else.
Like, damn, bro. Rusev just came back. He gonna get his shit jacked as soon as he come back?
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
And then you want to talk about someone who needs to do more moves? Rusev, it should be the person that Krssi love giving this.
I never said I told you he was gonna be benched in like 2 months anyway.
Dion with a super chat donation here.
I don't know why you're acting like this is something that's not, but whatever.
Dion says SmackDown got Krssi in a bad mood. You see what happens when we watch a fucking episode of SmackDown and have to do this show the next morning? This shit fucks up your psyche.
Dion said, I saw a video trying to make it seem like Seth has been the face of WWE for the last decade, like he's HBK or something. He's not that guy. Thank you so much, Dion, for the super chat donation. And I agree. I think that Seth and WWE probably see more in Seth than what he's actually is. He's been like the number 2 guy. He's been the number 3 guy. He's been the number 4 guy. I don't think Seth's ever been the number 1 guy in WWE.
You know what's crazy that
he's been Macho Man.
We haven't talked about it like number 1 guy, but we've talked about in the past how they've always found a way to keep him important. Like that no matter what role he was in, he's always found a way to stay relevant. And I guess they're trying to now pay this off and have us believe it. But he's gonna keep coming out there with the revolutionary, I'm visionary, and he's gonna continue surfboarding, high fives, and the surfboarding,
and the outfit,
bro.
And the outfits are just gonna be even more like extravagant and foolishness and just.
Yeah. This is the top heel that we're getting, guys.
Yep. His plays to the crowd.
Fuck you got Gunther that's fucking trying to be a killer. He's trying to be a true heel.
And you won't even, that's true.
Here we are. Liv Morgan is a heel that has been doing a good job, but she's taken some time off from WWE, revealing on Raw that she's filming a big Hollywood movie. Monday night's show saw Morgan tell Nick Aldis she needed time off to film a movie. Aldis approved the request and said that the paperwork is filed. Then on Tuesday, PW Insider reported that Morgan's comments from Raw are legitimate and that the film will be revealed in the coming week. The report adds that Morgan has a major role in the movie, and then it was revealed on Friday that Morgan has booked a role in a legendary director Takashi Miike next film, Bad Lieutenant Tokyo. Deadline reported that Liv will co-star with Shun Okari of Godzilla vs. Kong and Lily James of The Iron Claw and Pam and Tommy in the crime thriller, which is set up at Neon. The film will be a U.S. and Japanese co-production, and Neon International will begin foreign sales at the Cannes Film Festival. It is written by Dasaki Tengan, and who has previously collaborated with Mikey on his iconic J horror film Audition, his Master of Horror episode Imprint, and the bloody samurai action film 13 Assassins. The film is expected to begin filming in Japan next week, and apparently Liv has already flew out there to start the filming.
There goes your tag champs.
Yeah, she's gonna be gone for at least a month, it seems like.
And you let go tag teams.
We don't need any tag teams. We ain't defending these titles for a month. Who cares? That's what they said.
Yep.
But the dude literally right next to her is the IC champion. And he asked for the same thing and said request denied. Make it make sense.
Wait, what?
So Liv told Nick Aldis, who was running Raw that Monday.
Yes,
said,
yes.
And then Dom said, "Hey, I would like some time off too." And Nick told him, "You're a champion. You work double time." While the person right next to him is a champion, and she gets time off.
Yeah.
So that's basically like, yo, we're both working 8 hours a day, but then I get to leave at an hour into my shift, and I'm getting paid for my 8 hours. And the same person right next to me is like, "Yo, can I dip too?" They're like, "Nah, you got to work 8 hours."
Mm-hmm. Like, where they do that at?
Right.
Where they do that?
Very true.
You just gotta love common sense on TV. You just gotta love it.
Or no common sense. WWE has abandoned their trademark for the Edge term in terms of wrestling performances. Fightful Select reports that WWE abandoned the trademark filing on April 7th for Adam Copeland's WWE wrestling name. WWE still has an active trademark for Edge for merchandise, though. Fightful Select then reported that WWE sent a notice of revival for the trademark on Thursday after it has been abandoned on April 22nd. That happened when the USPTO didn't get a response to an office action by the deadline. WWE first applied for the latest trademark back in November. So it seems like we won't be hearing Cope being known as Edge in AEW anytime soon. And then finally, for WWE event news, WWE is planning to bring back its all-women's pay-per-view Evolution.
That let go mad girls.
That report suggested that it will happen this summer, and the Wrestling Observer newsletter notes that it is planned for July 5th in Connecticut. WWE has yet to officially make any kind of announcement about the event as of yet, so we shall see if any of these releases have any effect on that. And in other event news, WWE announced the dates for their upcoming return to Perth, Australia, which will include Crown Jewel on October 11th. The event will take place at the RAC Arena. Meanwhile, there will be an episode of SmackDown on October 10th and an episode of Raw on October 13th in the same venue. So Perth getting Crown Jewel this year, not a Saudi pay-per-view.
Great.
Finally, from WWE, you had NXT and Evolve. The show NXT featured TNA World Champion Joe Hendry appeared to open the program and called out Trick Williams for his actions at TNA Rebellion until Dark State came out to attack Hendry instead. Later in the broadcast, Williams came out to issue a challenge to Obafemi for the NXT Championship. However, Ava announced that he will be in a 20-man over-the-top rope battle royal next week to determine the number one contender for the NXT Championship at Battleground.
25.
Hank and Tank. Oh, 25, excuse me. I don't know these numbers. I just saw the graphic of all those people and I was like, I don't care. Hank and Tank beat Josh Briggs and Yoshihiki Inamura in a good match to retain the NXT Tag Team Championships. Later, Hank and Tank offered to team with Joe Hendry against Dark State. That match goes down next week. Ricky Saints defeated Lexis King to retain the NXT North American Championship, and IYO SKY made her return to the brand to team with Jordynne Grace in a win over Roxanne Perez and Julia, a great tag team main event. Post-match, Ava informed Stephanie Vicaire that she will defend the NXT Women's Championship at Battleground against the winner of a number one contenders matchup for next week, which will be Julia versus Jordynne Grace. Then over on Evolve, you had the show featured the Vanity Project the Vanity Project Zeta Steel beating Layla Diggs in the opener. You also had Swipe Right of the Vanity Project. They failed in a matchup against Harlem Lewis and Keanu Carver in the main event. Post-match, Gallus challenged Harlem and Keanu to a match. That will never happen. Wendy Chu, she picked up a win over Kylie Ray after Wendy destroyed Kylie's 1-year-old son's teddy bear in front of her. Yes, that actually happened on a wrestling show. And then finally, we'll cap off WWE this week with some news unrelated to WWE, but Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff have been teasing a new project and said that they had a third man involved. on Thursday, they posted a video on a new video revealing the third man to be Izzy Martinez. Yes, that is the big third man that they have.
Who the fuck is that?
Exactly. The three are launching Real American Freestyle Wrestling. Martinez is a freestyle wrestling coach who has coached fighters like.
You're gonna stop this
like
right now. You're gonna stop this. No wonder the thing says Real American Wet Fart, brother. Got it. This is stupid. I don't even know the fuck this nigga is, and you can talk about some Real American wrestling. Fuck you guys and your bullshit too. I hope it fails.
Martinez is a freestyle.
Don't worry.
Martinez is a freestyle wrestling coach who has coached fighters like John Jones, Holly Holm, and Yari Rodriguez. The Associated Press also. John Jones, you know John Jones.
Who is it? Do I?
The Associated Press had more details on the promotion and the roles that the men will take. The first event happens on August 30th. And it will feature singles matches in 8 men's and 4 women's weight classes. Other locations and shows will be announced in the future. Olympic silver medalist Kennedy Blades, it will be the face of the women's division, while Zaid Vicini and Ben Askren will be in the men's division. Hogan also said that Wyatt Hendrickson and Gable Stevenson are possible on the roster as well. Hogan will be the league's commissioner, and his Real American Beer will be a sponsor. Cashes will also be a sponsor, and Martinez will be the chief operating officer, while Bischoff will be chief operating media officer. Then Hogan spoke with the AP Associated Press with an interview where he said, dude, they all got that edge, talking about the people that are with Real American Freestyle Wrestling. He says, these kids are young, they're smart, they're watching TV, they know all about branding, they know what sells, and they've got all that little Conor McGregor swag. On fans who are surprised his promotion isn't wrestling, he says, the idea was so exciting that I get the chance to be involved with these young people and help guide them in any way, especially to make them huge stars and create a future for them. People might be surprised, but wrestling is wrestling, brother. And in an interview with Fox and Friends, Hogan said, yes, it is. It's freestyle wrestling and it's professional now because we got to pay the athletes. Izzy is our linchpin. He has trained all the Olympic athletes, all the NCAA champions, all the college kids that really have made it. He was our source, brother, to pull in these great athletes and get everybody signed. Our goal is to not be competitive with Dana White in the UFC or WWE, but to just be as big or bigger because this is an underserved market.
Are you fucking done?
The fact that he's still coloring his beard is just ridiculous to me. The fact that you will keep coloring that shit black, like, let that shit go, sir. Let it go. Let it fucking go.
We never hear anything about a Terrence and Eric promotion.
Yeah.
It will be too soon.
I don't even know why Eric would do this to himself, but whatever.
Fuck them all. This shit is going to bomb so fast. They're gonna sell out no shows. This shit will be done in less than 6 fucking months. Fuck everything about this project. And I feel bad for anyone that signs to this bullshit. Because they're all going to get blackballed from wrestling because they affiliated with themselves with that piece of shit. And damn, Izzy Martinez, I don't even know who the fuck you are, but you just caught every stray possible.
Is that the girl? That's the one that looked like Bailey?
No, that's Izzy Moreno.
Okay, sorry. Never mind.
He's a trainer. He was the guy in the picture that we showed.
Oh, okay. I still don't know who he is, but okay, sure.
She's like, I seen a picture of him. I don't know who he is.
I don't know what's happening right now. Like, one, who the fuck is he? Who the fuck does he expect to watch?
I think we're the only idiots that's talking about this
Who
foolishness.
the fuck does he?
No, it's been talked about a lot.
No, this motherfucker was he was on a fucking national network. He was on Fox.
Yeah, and Associated Press.
Oh yeah, that Fox News would have definitely he's gonna give him all of the smoke and all of the below.
Because you know why? Because he's a Trump supporter.
Yep.
So this nigga is about to create MAGA wrestling.
Oh my God. That's what he should have called it. That would.
The fuck does y'all not? The fuck do y'all not see this? This nigga is trying to create MAGA wrestling. Damn. This wigger is really trying to fucking do this.
This wigger, I can't, yo.
This wigger. MAGA wrestling.
Stop, please stop. Yes, Annika, tell him stop, please.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Never.
Oh my God, MAGA wrestling.
I would bet my life on it. On their opening show, they're gonna somehow get Donald Trump to fucking have an inaugural announcement.
Yes. He's taking all of the tariffs so they can give it to this nigga. Invest in my wrestling company.
And I feel bad for all of us minorities that's going to be joining that shit.
Oh no! If you are a minority, I know you want to get your foot in the door, but this is not it, friends.
It's not the way.
It's not the way. Not the way. But you're gonna have some people that do it. But go ahead. We've talked too much about this now. Go ahead.
No, yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, we could move on. I just wanted to get that reaction. That reaction was perfect. All right, now on to AEW. AEW Dynamite this week. They did 629,000 viewers. The show featured Kazuchika Okada, the Young Bucks, and Ricochet, defeating Mark Briscoe, Speedball Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight, and Kenny Omega in an awesome PWG-style 8-man tag opener that marked the first time Okada and Omega had faced off in All Elite Wrestling since Okada came over. The Ops beat Miles Hawkins, Rent Titus, and Nick Camarado in a quick squash. Post-match, the Death Riders jumped the Ops, but Samoa Joe got the better of Jon Moxley with the Kikina clutch until Claudio Castagnoli hit the neutralizer on Shibata on top of an upside-down steel chair. This led to Joe challenging Mox to face him in a steel cage matchup for their AEW World Title match coming up at Beach Break on May 14th. The Hurt Syndicate once again gave MJF a thumbs up, thumbs down verdict, where MVP and Shelton Benjamin gave an up, while Bobby Lashley once again gave a down, which led to Max getting pissed off and calling Bob a big bald son of a bitch. That led to Lashley pressing and muscling up Max before giving him an ultimatum, telling him that he needs to hurt people if he wants to impress the Hurt Syndicate. Timeless Tony Storm beat Miya Yamashita in a very good AEW Women's World Title Eliminator matchup. Post-match, Mercedes Moné came out to taunt Storm about winning the Owen Hart Cup and coming after the AEW Women's World Championship, but Jamie Hayter came out to interrupt and punch Moné before Storm did an interpretive dance to Hayter's theme music.
She did the meth dance. Dance.
Nick Wayne, picked up the win over Jay Lethal to retain the Ring of Honor World TV title. And then in the main event, you had Hangman Adam Page defeating Kyle Fletcher in an absolutely tremendous matchup to advance to face Will Ospreay in the Owen Hart Foundation Men's Tournament Finals at Double or Nothing on May 25th. Krssi, any thoughts on this week's Dynamite? How did you like it? What stood out the most for you?
Dynamite was everything. What stood out for me, of course, Tony Storm doing an interpretive dance to Jamie Hayter's music. Like, Toni Storm, she just blows my mind week by week. I swear. Once you think she cannot get any better, it gets even better.
Yeah, if you don't love Toni Storm, you need to check your pulse, bro.
Like she's the best. Like she's the best thing on TV. Like her character, and I feel like is the character. Like she's living it. Like she does not let it. Like she's that character. And the match
she's the best. She's the best overall performer in wrestling today to me.
Yes. We didn't talk about Collision yet, but we'll talk about that.
I will say though, the best story in AEW right now, MJF in the Hurt Syndicate. I love it every week.
I'm loving that. Shit.
When he put his hands,
Bobby Lashley is gonna get kicked in the dick. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
MJF is gonna kick Bobby Lashley in the nuts, bro. I'm telling, like it's coming. It's coming. Bobby is asking for it, yo. He's being that big black bully to the Jew kid, to that Jew boy. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
Oh my God, I forget. That is so true.
Yeah, that was straight Jew boy fucking remembrance right there, bro. Getting yoked up like that. Yo, MJF is gonna hurt Bobby, bro. It's gonna be Bobby he hurts.
It is, yeah. It's that's damn.
Yo, Dynamite was fucking awesome last week, bro.
Yeah, what stood out for you, JJ?
The main event was fucking amazing. The fucking 8-man tag was fantastic. Even I enjoyed seeing the ops on TV. That was cool. Like I'm just the only thing that I'm gonna forever, I guess, be salty about, and it's just not gonna change because this is just the trajectory of what's happening, is that I'm just mad of this fall, this superior fall of Jay Lethal.
Yeah.
Like, my God.
Yeah, it's bad.
Like, this dude is a certified jobber. Like this guy, like, damn.
And he dropped to Nick Wayne of all fucking people.
Can't even beat Nick Wayne.
Can't even beat Christian Cage's son.
Good Lord, B. And it wasn't even a title match, but dude, like,
it wasn't even a title match. So they should have still let him win because it wasn't even a title match.
And I know Jay Lethal is at his time where he's giving back to the business. I know that. I just love Jay Lethal so much. It's just, it hurts seeing this when you got motherfuckers like Adam Copeland getting world title matches, like 3 of them shits in a row, and then my man can't even get a TNT run. Like you know, so you know what I mean? And Jay Lethal's like a decade younger than this dude.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, fuck, man. Like, yo, damn. But I'm telling you, AEW just feels so much better not having Chris Jericho fucking ruin 20 minutes of that show every week.
Yeah. Like, he has been the difference of when he's gone. It's like been so much better. And they've been keeping the Death Riders to a minimum as well. So it's just been much better overall. But I gotta say, man, you said about the main event, Kyle Fletcher, yo, what the fuck is he eating? What the fuck is he eating? And when did he become like a top 10 guy in this company? Like, he is really over, like, before our eyes, has transformed his body, his entire look, and he's become one of the best wrestlers in all of AEW. It's amazing to watch it.
Yep.
Man, like, we can't say enough about this kid, man. My God, like, yo, this man main evented Dynamite and he was in perfect place. Like, it's like, it's where he belongs. It's where he belongs, and it's literally happening.
He's one of those top guys, easy.
Like, it's great, and I'm happy that Hangman did win, because it's like they're finding a way to now keep Hangman in that high relevancy stage. So now he's in the finals of the Owen Hart Cup, so that's really, really good for him. But yeah, like I genuinely love this episode of Dynamite. Like, I there's not really much bad things to say about the show at all. And Jesus Christ, when you get the fucking Toni Storm that we got this shit, my God, and then you get the teaser of her and Mercedes Moné, yeah, AEW, when AEW cooks, man, like, that shit is like must watch TV when they cook. It's just
really. I think someone said it in the chat for A Ramble. Why can't both of these promotions be good at the same time? Why can't WWE and AEW be good?
Yes. Yep.
when AEW is cooking and WWE don't know how to put on the stove. When WWE is cooking, AEW don't know how to put any seasoning in the food. Like, what's going on?
Because once WrestleMania season is over, fucking WWE turns off the oven.
But the oven been off during WrestleMania season for WWE.
Yes. It was off right after Royal Rumble. They never turned it on.
And I don't think people understand how much that Rock interview hurt people's visions and thoughts of the program. Like he fucked people's opinions up. Like,
I think they
shot and shit and not having any plans of stuff and thinking that they're cooking these long term. These niggas is going week by week.
Yeah. And they keep trying to tell us that it's not real. Like, I don't understand why that's been WWE's
they have to stop talking, having interviews and do it. Yeah.
Like, they doing the behind the curtain, behind the curtain. You got Rock telling fucking passionate podcasters that the whole business is a work. Like, what are you doing, dude?
Yep.
Like,
I really think that, and then this is hurting them.
No, we know this. But you're literally ruining the enjoyment of wrestling fans trying to dive into stories.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like you are just, it's like boom, front and center. Oh, you just so you know, this is a work. No shit, Sherlock. No shit.
I think that's where
tell us you're the biggest star in the fucking world.
I think that's where the lines are being blurred. It's like, we get you can talk about the business, but we don't need you to talk about everything in the business. Like, keep certain things, like, we already we know this, so we don't need you to reiterate it. Like, we know that these things are all like work in progress. They're all like made to like entertain us. And I think you guys are steering from being a wrestling company and just want to entertain people, but you're not even really doing that because no one is happy when you try to entertain us, because it's all stupid. So
it's only going to get worse because WWE Unreal is about to debut.
Yeah.
But then in the same breath, you got people on camera talking about it's a sport.
Yeah.
What kind of oxymoron is that? Like, what are we talking about, y'all? Like, a sport is not a work. You fucking idiots. Pay attention to what the other is saying, you dumbasses. Like, Rock, your people on your fucking program is talking about this is a sport and trying to sell it as stuff that they are doing weekly. And you're out here telling the whole business is a work. You dumbass. You dumb fuck. Like, it's just that the WWE higher ups have been so annoying. They've been so annoying, and it's led by him. And then you got Paul fucking glossing over everything.
And then getting mad at the fans who do want to criticize it. That do care enough to criticize you and try to give you advice. You mad at them. But that's enough of WWE. We have some AEW news to talk about. Speaking of creative, Mercedes Moné has been someone who has been said to be having creative control in AEW, but a new report had some details on whether Mercedes has creative control in All Elite Wrestling. Fightful Select reports that despite speculation otherwise, sources have indicated that they've never heard of Moné having creative control. And a source familiar with matters on AEW and NJPW said she hasn't turned down losing a match, with no such situation having even been broached yet. The report goes on to say that both AEW and NJPW had plans to push Moné heavily, and that the sources attributed Moné's claims of creative control to be largely in character. Another source pointed out that Moné actually changed the finish to her NJPW matchup in 2023 with Willow Nightingale to be a loss because she knew she had suffered a serious injury in the bout. That match was the one that established Nightingale as the first ever NJPW Strong Women's Champion. I'm gonna need people to stop thinking that Mercedes Moné is shooting when she's obviously in character. I need y'all to stop. Like when she says she's in creative control and she has her title on, she has her wig on, and she is Mercedes Moné, not Mercedes Bernardo. Y'all are being worked. Please realize that y'all are being worked.
She's being a troll to you guys. That's what it is. She's in her gimmick, and that's Mercedes. That's the persona that she's portraying.
Oh God, good God, she's trying to keep kayfabe alive. Oh my God.
I know. We get mad. There's fans that get mad at WWE.
God, people are just fucking twisted, yo. Like what
pick your own poison.
Y'all get mad when The Rock exposes the business, then you get mad when Mercedes is trying to fucking stay in character and beat her. Like, yo, bro, what the fuck is wrong with people?
We got some news in the chat if this is true from Manny, who says, I don't know if it was a mistake, but Shotzi has been put on the alumni section, so it seems she's also released.
Oh Lord.
So well, that's 17. Now this would put the women ahead of the men on the releases. This would be 9 women and 8 men. It was even after that. But
I'm not gonna even cap. I didn't even realize that she still worked there. I'm not even capping. I did not remember she worked for the company.
Because you ain't seen her in like 6 months since she been back. She cut her hair, she put a different back, and then
I'm gonna.
Halloween is the last time you probably seen her.
Keep my raw feelings reserved.
Yeah,
but no one's gonna miss her.
Come on, this motherfucker. We need a disclaimer, Nikki boy, for these two. These two needs disclaimer.
No, I'm lying. Y'all niggas know I'm not lying.
I think they only call her for Halloween, and that's it.
Oh my God. All right. In other news, Fightful Select has an update on AEW All In Texas.
Fucking hate me after this episode.
Scheduled for July. One of the top matches scheduled for the event will be for the AEW World Title, as the reigning champion will face the winner of the Owen Hart Cup. Will Ospreay is going to face Hangman Adam Page in the finals at AEW Double or Nothing 2025. According to Fightful, the winner of the tournament is being kept quiet internally by AEW. Multiple sources informed Fightful that both the main event of All In Texas and the slated world title bout are closely guarded secrets for the pay-per-view show. It's unknown if that's due to AEW officials not making a decision yet on the matchups, or if they are simply trying to keep them quiet for now. Jon Moxley currently holds the AEW World Title. AEW All In Texas is scheduled for Saturday, July 12th at the Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. The show will be broadcast live on pay-per-view. So with the finals now set, we're going to see Mercedes Moné versus Jamie Hayter in the women's final, Hangman Adam Page versus Will Ospreay. First time ever, which is amazing to me that these guys have never faced before. Right. So for the men, are we all rooting for Ospreay, or do one of y'all want to go with Hangman?
Ospreay. You know who it is.
I know you, Krssi Love. That's why I asked it in the way I did.
Okay, well.
I mean, I got an Ospreay jersey, bro. There's no way I'm not picking Ospreay. There's no way. Like, Ospreay is my guy, man. Like, I can't wait till that man holds the championship.
Yeah.
So I think the more interesting final, even though I think Ospreay and Hangman is going to be a match of the year candidate, that's going to be special.
Yeah.
But I think the more interesting final is Mercedes versus Jamie, because obviously Mercedes versus Tony is the biggest matchup that AEW can put from the women's division. But if you have that matchup, I think that it's 100% realistic that we would only have one women's matchup at All In, because both champions are in that one matchup. So I think, me personally, that's why I want Jamie Hayter to win. So we can do Jamie and Tony, and we could do Mercedes and Athena at All In Texas.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense, though. And yo, I swear to God, y'all motherfuckers start getting mad about fucking Shotzi. I'm one motherfucking 327 episodes of fucking named her and anything. Ain't not one person in the history of the 7 years of Tru Heel Heat has ever said a word about Shotzi. Stop it.
The people love Shotzi.
Stop it. Stop it. Not one person has ever called for a Shotzi run in their fucking existence.
I can't even say anything. I'm sorry.
Liars, yo. People are fucking liars, bro. Oh my God. People want to start acting like they care.
Yo, should have never gave this nigga nothing.
Nope.
What happens when a nigga gotta wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go run a meeting and then rush here to fucking do this, and then you gonna sit here and try to throw in my face, oh, we mad about Shotzi. Get the fuck out of here. Yo, stop.
In free agency news, I'll move on. In free agency news, Tekla is heading to the United States after finishing up with Stardom. She had her last matchup on Stardom All-Star Grand Queendom, and a new report had details on AEW and WWE's interest in her. As noted, Tekla finished up with Stardom last weekend, and Fightful Select has confirmed she is heading to the United States, with sources noting that the move has been planned for a while. WWE sources had previously told the outlet that they had their eye on Tekla. There was heavy interest from AEW at the end of last year, as well as interest from independent companies. Sources in AEW, though, believe that she is headed to the company. Tekla has not yet announced her plans, but it seems that AEW is the likely destination for her, so we should keep you updated on that. But moving on to finish up with AEW Collision Playoff Palooza last week did its biggest rating of the year, over 707,000 viewers, including the first segment did 1.6 million. So I think that's the first time this year that any segment of AEW television did over 1 million. Coming off the heels of the lead-in from the NBA playoffs, so that did really well. The show featured FTR beating Paragon in a very good main event. Post-match, FTR further tried to beat down Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong until Adam Cole and Daniel Garcia made the save and ran off FTR. Swerve Strickland defeated Blake Christian in the opener, thanks to the Young Bucks making the match earlier than expected. Post-match, the Bucks attacked Swerve until Kenny Omega came out to make the save for Strickland. Timeless Tony Storm beat Queen Aminata in a rock-solid bout to win the AEW Women's World Title Eliminator matchup. As you also had Anna Jay returned in a win over Taylor Gainey. Post-match, Megan Bain and Penelope Ford jumped Jay to set up a rivalry there. Hologram picked up a win over Max Caster in the latest Best Wrestler Alive Open Challenge, while Bandito retained the Ring of Honor World Title in a victory over Jalistico, and The Crew picked up the win over Top Flight in a pretty fun Tornado Tag Team matchup. Krssi Love, you wanted to mention something about Collision from last Saturday?
Yes, I thought Queen Aminata and Tony Storm killed it. I was like, look at these ladies going at it.
Nice. I know you're Queen Aminata, Mark. So I love it. I love it.
I was really happy. I was like, good for, I know she lost, but it was like good for her. She's up here with the big guns, and she did not disappoint at all.
Tony's been putting in that work.
She's been on TV every day.
I like how Collision kind of gives everybody like a spotlight that doesn't make it to Dynamite, but still sprinkles in like the heavy hitters. Like, I think that's really cool. I think that's really, really good on their part. So keep that up.
They've been doing a good job with Collision this year. Like I said, that they did big numbers coming off the playoffs. That was great to be following the playoffs. I think they should probably do a pretty good rating. They're on TBS this week. They are going against the playoffs once again, but Dynamite was up in the ratings going against the playoffs. So I hope Collision can continue that rating success. Then you have Ricochet who is known for being very vocal on social media. His latest post got a lot of people talking as a fan suggested that Ricochet left WWE for AEW so he could become a world champion. However, Ricochet said that he left WWE for a different reason. He wrote, "No, the main reason was that WWE ruined my love and passion for the sport that I grew up loving. AEW helped me find that love again." I really feel like Ricochet knows that this is going to piss off WWE fans, so he just says it to do it, and it gets him in the headlines every single time.
Good for him. Good for him. Genuinely, good for him, because you could see it. You could see it when he was on the main roster, how like he just fell out of, like he was just going to work. Like, and this reinvigoration of him trying to be, he got uncomfortable to get comfortable in a role. Something he was never allowed to do in the other company. So good for him. Good for him. Keep making them motherfuckers mad.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah. He's doing his thing. I'm happy for him.
Yep.
We also got Chase, who says Collision is my favorite wrestling show this year. Hey, Collision doing better this year, so I'm happy for them.
Yep.
Then final AEW news, EJ Nduka's contract with AEW and Ring of Honor has reportedly expired. Fiflick reports that Nduka's contract with AEW expired recently, and he's a free agent. He signed with AEW in 2023. He worked several dark matches for All Elite Wrestling and wrestled on the Jericho Cruise in February of that year, and 8 matches for Ring of Honor. He previously signed to WWE for NXT and then MLW shortly thereafter. The site notes that multiple companies have been interested in Nduka. He posted to Twitter to comment on reports of his AEW departure. Nduka posted to Twitter on Friday after reports of his contract expiring and said, "I was never meant to sit. Benches were made for the unsure. I've heard the call now. It's time to move. If you think this guy was made to ride the bench, you need to call the 1-800 number because you suffer from mestanobia, you pencil neck reject."
Well, damn.
Okay, well.
To get that off.
Okay.
He about to say he wants all the smoke, so
Said it with his chest. He got a lot of chest, so I understand. ROH TV on Honor Club to finish off the Converse this week. The show featured Red Velvet defeating La Catalina in a solid match to retain the Ring of Honor Women's World TV Championship. Mina Shirakawa made her ROH debut in a win over Layla Gray, while the Frat House beat Spanish Announce Project. Post-match, the Frat House jumped SAP until Bandito came out to make the save. So that was all for the Converse this week. A good week for AEW as far as the quality of the shows and the readings as well for both Dynamite and Collision. So good stuff from them. But you also had New Japan Pro Wrestling over in Japan. They had a good week as well with 2 big shows. First on, I believe this was Tuesday, they had an NJPW Wrestling Hizen no Kuni. The show featured El Desperado defeating Templario in a very good main event to retain the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Master Wato and Yo beat TMDK's Ichiban Sweet Boys to win the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles in a very good matchup there. El Phantasmo defeated Great Okan to become a 2-time NJPW World Television Champion. Post-match, Phantasmo challenged Konosuke Takeshita to a TV title match at Wrestling Dontaku, which was this morning, and this was a great show this morning. The show, Wrestling Dontaku Night 1, as Night 2 will be tomorrow. The show featured the Bullet Club War Dogs defeating the House of Torture in an absolutely batshit insane, bloody dog collar steel cage matchup, which the finish had the picture that you see on screen, Gabe Kidd delivering an avalanche power driver on Ren Narita through a barbed wire wrapped table. With their win, the War Dogs have officially kicked out the House of Torture out of the Bullet Club. Post-match, though, Evil attacked David Finlay with a dog collar, which led to Finlay challenging Evil to a dog collar matchup coming up soon as the Bullet Club War Dogs stood tall to end the night. Shingo Takagi picked up a win over Shota Umino in a damn good encounter. Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi in our technical wrestling clinic in what will be their final match against each other, while Konosuke Takeshita and El Phantasmo went to a 15-minute time limit draw in an excellent NJPW World Television Championship bout. Those two men will meet for Takeshita's Never Openweight Championship coming up this Friday at Resurgence in Ontario, California. New Japan Pro Wrestling made some news this week also as they announced the lineup for the Best of Super Juniors 32 tournament. The tournament starts on May 10th and goes to June 1st. And the A block for the tournament will see Master Wato, Hiromu Takahashi, Kushida, Kosei Fujita, Ninja Mac, who we have an interview with that's on the channel right now, Robbie X, who we spoke to earlier this year, Francisco Akira, Clark Connors of the Bullet Club War Dogs, Yoshinobu Kanemaru of House of Torture, and Dragon Daya of DDT. Dragon Gate, excuse me. B block will have El Desperado, Rasuke Taguchi, Robbie Eagles, Yo, Kevin the Jet Knight, Taiji Ishimori, Teton, Sho, Nick Wayne of AEW, and Mao of DDT. Who's your favorites to win this year's tournament, Miss Krssi Love, out of the lineup here? I'll show you both the blocks. Who you think is going to win?
Is that Yo?
Yeah.
No, Kevin Knight.
You're going with Kevin Knight? So you're stealing Top Guy JJ's answer because I know he was going to go for Kevin Knight. Top Guy JJ.
Or Yo.
You could keep Kevin Knight.
Okay.
Don't do that to the chat.
Let's go from each block, or
you can pick.
I think he put the whole thing.
From the whole thing. You know what? Go back to B.
Hold on. Yeah.
Let's go with El Desperado.
Okay. From the other block, I would pick A block would be Hiroshu.
No.
Hiroshu? What?
No. I don't know. Okay, he's
like the two worst people to ask about New Japan.
First, okay, so he's on the top. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so he's the fourth. The fourth person on the top row.
Hiromu.
See? Okay, Hiromu. There you go.
I love Krssi Love. I knew exactly who you were talking about, but
thank you. You guys don't know Clayby. I just didn't have the last name, and y'all didn't put the A block. I kept saying A block from the A block, so you could put the name back up there, so I could say it properly, and you didn't do it. So I butchered the name. Sorry.
I'm gonna go with from the A block. I'm gonna go with Kosei Fujita of TMDK, and from B block, I'll go with Yo. I think I like the Yo pick.
Thank you.
I'll go with Yo. So we'll see. We'll do a preview for the Best of Super Juniors tournament. Me and Jay News, maybe Sanal will be joining us. That will be going down. That will be on the channel on Wednesday, I believe. We'll finish up what we missed with Stardom, but so we'll go ahead to TNA this week. Actually, producer, we'll go to TNA real quick because we have a guest that's going to join us to talk some Stardom because I know my friends here did not watch it. So we got TNA Rebellion. The show featured Joe Hendry retaining the TNA World title in a win over Ethan Page and Frankie Kazarian in a good triple threat main event. Post-match, he was attacked by NXT's own Trick Williams, who interrupted the celebration and laid him out with the trick shot knee to end the show. You also had Mike Santana defeating Mustafa Ali in an excellent Falls Count Anywhere matchup to finally settle the score between the two rivals. The Nemeth brothers beat the Hardys to win the TNA World Tag Team titles. I don't know why, but they did. But in good news, we got good news for Krssi Love. Masha Slamovich defeated Tessa Blanchard in a good bout to retain the TNA Knockouts World Championship. Yes, TNA is not that dumb. I'm happy to report. Happy to report that.
I think you just
Ashton
took it off by putting her on the screen.
Ash and Heather by Elegance beat the Meta Girls, Spitfire and Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley in a four-way matchup to retain the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championships. Moose defeated Leon Slater, Casey Navarra, Cindy Akeem, Matt Cardona, and Elio Del Vikingo in an awesome Ultimate X matchup that featured the craziest spots in TNA history as Leon Slater pulled off a death-defying Swanton 450 off the top of a 15-foot high Ultimate X structure with no one catching him in the process.
God, please tell me someone caught that man.
They did not.
So he fell on.
He fell on the mat.
All of them there though. Like,
so you telling me this pack of niggas really separated?
Well, to be fair, there's one culprit. I won't put him out there, but
sounds like AJ Francis.
I would say top
no. AJ tried. He tried. AJ tried. No, you didn't listen to what I said. I said I'm not going to point them out. All I will say is woo woo woo. You should know it. In the process, but no one caught him. And before he was actually screwed over in the end of the matchup when Moose speared him and speared the title out of his hands after he unhooked it from the.
Oh yes, no, I did see that on TNA the other night.
Yeah. But yes, that Swanton 450 should only be talked about in a good view, but everybody's talking about the fact that nobody caught him on that shit.
Great. Good job, y'all.
Yo, Ricky, even Ricky Morton from the Rock and Roll Express called out all these niggas. He was like, I'm disappointed in all of y'all. The grandpa, he was like, I'm disappointed in all y'all.
Yeah, there's like 7 of y'all. Y'all couldn't catch this one guy.
One guy.
Nope.
One job.
Just couldn't do it. Couldn't be axed. Then you had TNA.
This motherfucker risked his life.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, I don't want to get hurt.
To be fair, though, Leon Slater's response was awesome. AJ Francis was the first one who said that he checked on him after he landed, and he asked him, "Are you okay?" And you know what he said, Leon? Leon said, "Yeah, I'm a Hardy boy."
Love that. Love that.
Love that kid. I love that kid. Check out our interview with Leon Slater. He's awesome. He is awesome. Then you had TNA Impact this week. The show featured Joe Hendry kicking off the broadcast, calling out Trick Williams, who stated that he wasn't in the building. That led to Trick interfering in the main event, where the Nemesis and Frankie Kazarian picked up a win over Hendry and the Hardys in a 6-man tag team matchup. Post-match, Trick laid out Hendry once again with the trick shot knee, so it seems that we are confirming he's full-on heel now, is Trick Williams. Santino Marella gave Cody Deaner one last opportunity to earn a new TNA contract with a match against Eddie Edwards at TNA Under Siege. This led to WWE NXT's Robert Stone, along with Victoria Crawford, a.k.a. the former Alicia Fox, coming down to interrupt.
Yo, she looks familiar.
Stone said that he was there to watch over Santino, who is currently under review as the director of authority. Stone then announced that Crawford was the new deputy director of authority and will get a shot at Masha Slamovich for the TNA Knockouts World Championship at Under Siege. Leon Slater beat Casey Navarro in a pretty fun matchup. Well as Mike Santana picked up a squash win. Post-match, Santana staked his claim for the TNA World title. And Moose defeated Zachary Wentz in a very good matchup to retain the TNA X Division Championship. This was a really good matchup, so go out of your way to watch that one as well. Krssi, did you checked out Impact this week?
I did. There was nothing on television. And I was like, oh, let me watch Impact. Yeah.
It was
a good episode too.
Yeah, it was. It was live.
And
it was live too.
It was live and it was good. And I was actually home and I was able to catch it. So that's what happened.
There you go. Did you like seeing Alicia Fox?
Right. I was like, that looked like Alicia Fox, but they kept saying Alicia Edwards or something else.
No, Victoria Crawford is her real name.
Whatever they said, it wasn't the right name. So I was like, okay.
She called her a whole different. She called her a white woman's name, Alicia Edwards. That is a whole white woman on the show.
It is. You're right. I'm sorry. Again, I was like, that girl looked familiar. I was like, is that Alicia Fox? And why is her wig fall down like to her temple? But whatever. But I was happy to see her. I'm happy she's back. And I guess slowly but surely put her in TNA. Don't go to WWE.
He said, why is the wig down to her temple? Damn, bro. Shorty just trying to be on TV. And she like, yo, redo your hair, Shorty.
She said, work on your edges, girl. Work on your edges.
I mean, okay, fine. Yeah.
She ain't lying, but damn.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying. You're telling the truth, but damn. Sometimes the truth is more fucked up than a lie.
Listen, man, this show got an overdose of truth serum today.
Oh man, yes. That's what I was referring to on the Ultimate X jump. That's who I was referring. Yeah, and AJ Francis was getting a lot of heat, but he was the only one that tried to catch Leon Slater on that shit. That's all I gotta say.
That's so crazy though. Like, you guys got one job, and you guys know where the spot is. So I don't know. How y'all let that put? Did that person get hurt? Well, are they okay?
No, he was all right. He was all right. Okay. He wrestled on Thursday against Casey Cora, so he's fine. He's a kid. He's 20 years old. He got that youth in his blood.
He's 20. You know what?
Yeah, he started wrestling when he was 9. That's what he told me in the interview that we did.
Yeah, his bones. Okay. His bones are in their prime right now.
Got it.
Quick TNA news before we finish off with Stardom. TNA is putting an end to blading and excessive blood moving forward. PW Insider reports that the locker room was informed on Friday that those are no longer permissible. The final match that will feature such blood will be the dog collar matchup that took place on this week's tapings. The report notes that the hard way blood and bloody noses and mouths will be allowed, and that is understood that sometimes blood happens in the course of matches, but heavy bleeding is out. The site notes that the decision was made to protect talent and keep current and potential advertisers and partners in mind. TNA also has reportedly appointed 2 new vice presidents in the company, as PW Insider reports that Eric Tompkins and Ross Foreman were promoted to VP positions, as announced to the locker room during a pre-show meeting at their California tapings. Tompkins has been the director of TV production for the TNA, and while Foreman is media relations, no word as to their official titles as of yet. And TNA's of course announced the exits of multiple executives at the end of March, including Gail Kim. So some changes going on within the management. But we're going to finish off with the big show from last Sunday, Stardom All-Star Grand Queendom. So, of course, I had to call in the big shots, the big runners, the man that's been doing more podcasts and more talk about Stardom All-Star Grand Queendom and the big news from the week with Mayu Iwatani. More than anyone I know, he is Scott Edwards, Scott E Wrestling. How are you doing, good sir?
What's up, man?
Hello, how you doing? Thank you for having me. I thought I was done this week, and then you messaged me. And I said I'm not done. I couldn't say no.
Heads up on Monday. I did give you the heads up on Monday.
It's been a long week, man. Monday was a long time ago. When I woke up today and I saw that message, I was like, well, I did say yes on Monday, so here we go.
Monday.
How many hours have you done talking about these shows and all the news this week?
Just these shows and news, 14 hours, 11 minutes, and 11 seconds.
The second.
Just these shows.
Love that.
Yeah. I only have that because, like, obviously I do them all, so it was very easy to figure out. But I was like, I need to know for my sanity, how long have I been doing this? Because I did record something last night that had nothing to do with it finally, and I was like, wow, that was nice. That was nice. Just not because I don't love it, just because it's been a lot. But I'm happy to be here for one more time to wrap it up. Really, I hope. unless
There you
no
go.
one have any ideas out there of inviting me to another one. I can't talk about this show again after this.
Well, this was, like I said on Monday when we did the review, the show of the year. I've told them in the Tru Heel Heat chat they need to watch it because it had some of the best matches that I've seen this year, including the main event, which was Saya Kamitani defeating Tam Nakano in an absolute instant classic career versus career matchup to retain the World of Stardom Championship. As a result of her loss, Nakano had to retire. Post-match, Saya cut an emotional promo thanking Tam for making her into the wrestler she is today. Before both women made their way up the ramp, you see them both collapse at the top of the ramp before the screen goes black and Tam disappears into the night. You also had Starlight Kid beat Azumi in a great match to retain the Wonder of Stardom Championship. Suzu Suzuki defeated Mei Seta in a superb and bloody no DQ matchup on the show as well. Wingori beat FWC in another great match to retain the Goddess of Stardom Championships. Shihiro Hashimoto picked up a win over Maika in a splendid hoss fight for the Sendai Girls Championship. Shuri defeated Mayu Iwatani in a fantastic encounter to win the IWGP Women's Championship, ending Mayu's 2-year reign as the champion. Post-match, Iwatani cut an emotional promo thanking Stardom and Shuri for this final match in the promotion, and then Sare stepped up to challenge Shuri for the gold. So now that you're pretty much a week after watching this entire show, like what is kind of like your overall thoughts now that you slept on it and done 14 hours of podcasts, and what do you think is, and seeing Dave Meltzer's ratings for this show? I will never forgive Dave for rating Starlight Kid versus Azumi the same as Shuri versus Mayu Iwatani. I'm gonna hold that against him for the rest of the year. But now that you've seen the ratings and everything, what do you think is the legacy of this show?
The legacy of this show, I think, goes beyond Stardom. It's one of the all-time great Joshi shows that anyone could ever see. It will be a legacy, obviously. Thanks to the Dave rating, it'll do a lot of good as well with the 5.25 stars. That's the second women's match to get that. So obviously a very big deal. But the legacy for, worldwide wise is, like you said, potential show of the year, one of the all-time great shows in Joshi. Stardom's greatest show ever. I think is important, but also something that I had been saying in the lead up and now everyone has run with, which was the end of an era as well for that version of Stardom. Like the first 5 years of a Bushiroad owned Stardom came to a close. That chapter's now done. I'd even call that a book. You can put that book to the side. We're going to write a new book now. We're going to write a new story with a lot of new wrestlers stepping up, and I think that's kind of important. And it was an era that I have followed since the very start. I've appreciated from the very start, and I think I do think that the one difficult thing about it is a lot of people are obviously hearing about the show, learning about the show, and they're probably going to watch the show and be like, oh, I want to get into Stardom. And it's like, all right, well, let me prepare you. It's now very different. Like the moment that show ended, everything changed. So I think that's also going to be part of its legacy of how they can figure itself out from here. But yeah, it was just fantastic.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just a casual Stardom fan, and even I could tell you it's a show that's a must watch. Had 2 matches that I was like is either 4 3/4 or 5 stars. Definitely the main event 5 stars. You can overrate a botch in one of the matches and give it 4 3/4. It's not 4.5, Dave. It's at least 4 3/4. God damn it. I hate Dave Meltzer sometimes, but love him also because he gave it 5. He gave the main event 5 1/4. So thank you, Dave. At the same time, but the major reason that I wanted you on today is that the major news that we kind of we kind of touched on during our Stardom review for All-Star Grand Queendom on Monday, because it was very clear that this was Mayu Iwatani's final match in Stardom on that show. And then during a press conference on Monday, Mayu Iwatani has announced that she will be leaving Stardom. She reiterated the message in a post on Twitter where she said, "I have left Stardom 14 years and 3 months. Thank you so much. I wanted to leave with a smile, but I was shocked that tears came. I'm also shocked at myself for making this decision. I won't be the icon of Stardom, but the icon of women's professional wrestling. I hope you'll continue to follow me. I'm running away from home now." I love that. I love Mayu. She's so quirky. Then in a post on Twitter on Thursday, Marigold announced that Iwatani has signed with them and will debut at their event on May 4th, tomorrow morning at Kurgan Hall. It will stream on Wrestle Universe at 5:30 a.m. Eastern. She will go one-on-one with Nanai Takahashi. Nanai Takahashi. You know I always have troubles with this, Scott, but they'll go one-on-one in the main event of that show. But Scott, you've kind of been alluding to this. You kind of told me off screen that this is what you expected to happen. Did you expect to happen this soon? It'd be announced just a mere days after she announced her leaving Stardom. And what do you think is the impact of Mayu going to Marigold going to be on Stardom and Joshi wrestling overall?
Yeah. First of all, yeah, I did expect it to be as soon as possible. I didn't expect any hesitation from her. I didn't expect any hesitation from Marigold, because after all, at the end of the day, she waited a year to get here. This wasn't a like some people are going to see it as, well, it just took her 3 days to find somewhere. It took her a year to get here. So the moment she had the chance, the moment she could, it was going to happen. And in terms of Joshi as a whole, Stardom as a whole, it is an instant change. You know, I know you got to fight the Stardom Wolves this week. I saw.
Yo, the Stardom Wolves came after me, man.
Yeah,
I was like, y'all take me seriously? I was like, I'm a casual.
I got a lot of entertainment out of that. I was like, I like to watch from afar when people who are pretty casual watch and say something like that, because as soon as I saw you write that, I was like, good luck, man.
Man walking up the wrong tree.
Yeah, I knew what was coming his way, and I was not going to warn him. I was just going to let it happen.
You're supposed to be my friend. You're supposed to be my friend. You threw me to the wolves, man.
Hey, I didn't throw you anywhere. You're the one that wrote it.
Yeah, you wrote that shit yourself and posted it.
Yeah. It was great. It was great. So thank you for that, SP3. But like, so what your point was, and I think obviously as a, like you said, a casual, it is game changing for both sides. Like, this isn't just like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, Stardom's been fine. They'll always be fine. They will be fine. They have an incredible young core led by the likes of Starlight Kid, Azumi, Suzuki, right? It's unmatchable in many ways, and they are better prepared for this than New Japan was when Kazuchika Okada left. Yeah. That is without question. They just happened to be losing Tam and Mayu at the same time. It would have been like now had they lost Okada and Naito at the same time last year, boy, oh boy, would that have been a different conversation. Obviously, since Naito was kind of the Band-Aid on everything, but I still think they'll be fine. And Saya Kamitani is the most popular wrestler in Joshi right now, so that's going to do them a lot of good. But in terms of the long term, it does a lot. With the addition of Mayu, you add someone that I have the highest of regard for. If you follow me, listen to me, anything. But you're adding someone who brings a different level of legitimacy that's going to make everything better. This isn't just going to make the top of the card better. She's going to go out of her way to train people. She has already said it. She laid out every truth that is going to happen. Yes, she's going to chase the Grand Slam. Yes, she's going to chase the GHC, but she's also there to help. She's also there to train. She's there to make people better. The reason that so many people always look at Stars, for example, through the years in Stardom as like the most consistent faction is because who was leading that? It was her. And now she is going to be the one that's pretty much leading, I think, by example in the ring and outside of the ring. And I think that's what's most exciting. And the fact that she recognizes Stardom's the biggest. I think Stardom's the best organization in the world. But I'm going to be the face of this company. I'm going to be the savior of this company. And we're going to try to get ourselves there. I think that's very important. And I think if anyone that's jumping to a different company, especially like her, who's going from the biggest Joshi company to a much smaller one in terms of it's not, owned by Bushiroad. It's been a 1-year company. She has the right mindset, and it's a mindset that if you are a Joshi fan, if you are a wrestling fan, you should be excited about. It's very unique when you see a top star like her leave, and it's not for one of the major companies in America or something. No, she left for something very different, and it's why my appreciation for her is always a little bit higher than most wrestlers, because she cares a lot about Joshi as a whole, and I think this is going to be what makes it better, despite what people will say about her and this week and so on. It's a respectable thing. She was like, it's kind of like an indie, it's kind of like Stardom when I started, and that's kind of the charm of it. And I'm excited to see what it goes and becomes, because I do think that while it won't be the shift that people got mad at you for saying, it will be a shift overall for
I said
Marigold.
May.
I know.
These Stardom marks don't understand context.
Hey, man, I have been fighting for a year. So again, when I read your tweet, I just said, good luck, man. It was great.
This was me basically being like, this is how much I view Mayu Iwatani and Tam Nakano. That was the real thing. Like, I was talking to my friends like off social media, and I was like, it's the fact that they're losing not just like one of their greatest stars ever, they're losing their number one draw. Like, I know Saya is the new top star of Joshi wrestling, but Tam has been in the main event of their 2 biggest shows ever.
I mean Tam's the biggest draw since AJW for Joshi. So when you lose that, you lose a massive name. And a lot of people, I want to give both sides here, because I think giving the Stardom side is very important. A lot of Stardom fans will be like, they're fine, and they are going to be fine, and the ticket sales for now won't show, because guess who was on the posters for all these shows? Mayu and Tam. They were on the posters, so the tickets were bought. Like, these things matter. It's a long-term thing, right? You've watched it with AEW, obviously, with how their tickets have gone up and down and whatever. And I think that's important. And I think the best thing for Joshi is multiple companies being successful, not just the big one. So I'm hopeful that's where it goes.
I hope so too. And Stardom fans, I love you. I agree. Fuck Marigold.
Whoa, that's not what
That's what they wanted me. They wanted me to say that. That's what the Stardom fans wanted.
But you're not supposed to give in.
I retract my statement. I love Marigold. I love Joshi wrestling. I agree with Scott. I just want all the promotions to be fine. But most of all, like I said with the WWE releases, I root for the talent first. And this was me basically bigging up Mayu Iwatani.
And since you put me on this, that has been my biggest problem this week, is the people attacking a wrestler for making a decision that she wants to do in her life. Like, don't attack the talent. Like, stop making your promotional, like the promotion wars in your head, like attack a wrestler because they want to do what they want to do. Like, that's always been the case. And once the releases happened last night, that was just like a kick in of like, again, support the wrestlers, not the big company, You would think I wouldn't have to say that, but
I mean, that's common sense. But talking to wrestling fans, common sense is not common.
Mm-hmm.
Especially you dipping into territories you're not familiar with. Like, listen, man, that's why I love when talents make choices before the company makes the choice for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's good. Great point.
I
It's a great
totally
point.
agree with that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've also had to talk to like people who are even less of a casual fan than I am, because I had like shout outs to Sat Yangi. He's telling me, oh yeah, she's going to Marigold, so she's probably gonna go to WWE next. I was like, she's not going. She's not going. She's not going there. Y'all, you don't know Mayu Iwatani if you're even saying that. I know enough. I know enough about Stardom and know enough about Mayu Iwatani that she's going to Marigold to build up Marigold, not as a gateway to WWE.
Yeah, it's why my respect for her has always been so big, because she had the chance to go to WWE years ago, and she stayed and built up Stardom to what it is now. So I think that's always important too. If you have to have respect for someone who's willing to build, right, rather than she could go chase money, but guess what? She has money. She's been paid pretty freaking well. Everything she has is designer. Like, she's doing fine.
She was in a movie last year. Like, what are we talking
yeah,
about?
like she literally had a movie built around her. It was literally her life story. So like, yeah, she's fine. Which is exciting, obviously, for the scene not to lose her. It's hard not to think that way, obviously, with what EO is doing. Like, EO has changed the game, I think, for Japanese wrestlers recently, especially. Like, there is a different mindset maybe of there is success, right? There is hope there, I think, for like the likes of Azumi, for example. That's someone you could see absolutely transition to America in the next couple of years. We talked about that. But then there's some that just love Japan. They love their home. They love being home, and they want to build up what's around them. So I think that's always very, very cool, and something that I will always appreciate. I'll appreciate either way.
Scott's gonna get mad at me again because Azumi, yeah, she's gonna be in the US. Can't wait. Can't wait to see her become all elite.
Couldn't be more of a lock to me. So I'm not gonna get mad at you. Like, the moment she had the Stephanie Vaquer match last year at Windy City Riot, I was like, well, it was a good run. It's just, and then she had the Toni Storm match, right? That kind of like a lot of people attribute to Toni Storm turning the corner for her in ring. With the character that she's doing. So I have no problem with it. Listen, I'm all about wrestlers doing what's best for them at the end of the day, because that's all that matters.
Appreciate you joining us today, Scott. Well, Scott, you're good with watching a lot of wrestling like me. Do you want to share your matches of the week, because we're at that point of the show? I know you've been on the show before, so you know how things work around here. So you could join us for Krssi Love's favorite time of the show, where we give our best and worst of the week. Best and worst for me this week, I'm gonna give the best to the aforementioned Stardom, having their biggest show yet. That Tam Nakano retirement matchup that's getting rave reviews and seemingly being on a good point, even though they're in this transition period with two of their biggest stars leaving. Like, Stardom has to be my best of the week. And worst of the week, yes, WWE and Triple H. Same as last week. Krssi?
Worst of the week is definitely WWE. Best, I would give it to Toni Storm.
That's always fair. Always fair. JJ?
Whew. Oh God, worst of the week. I can't. I'm just gonna say anything SmackDown related.
That's fair.
Anything SmackDown related is the absolute worst of the week. Best of the week, I gotta say, I just love Kyle Fletcher this week. Like he was fantastic again.
Yeah.
So, and honorable mention to Toni Storm, because she's just amazing. But fuck SmackDown and everything about
it. Scott, I don't know how you followed that, but what's your best? Who had the best week? Who had the worst week for you?
Worst, I'll just say WWE based on yesterday. I mean, as you know, most of my week has been focused on very specific things, but I can react to releases, and that's always the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Always the worst, especially you don't want to see anyone lose their job as someone who lost their job last year.
Yep.
People, bro, again.
Right. record profits, all these things. Let's cut down.
Multi-billion dollar fucking franchise cutting 20 people.
Yeah,
WWE's just hotter than it's ever been.
In case you're living under a rock. I'm so happy that stupid commercial's gone.
Highest gate ever.
My best would I wanted to do 3 wrestlers, if you don't mind. Obviously, Mayu for making the decision that's best for her. Tam, who retired on Sunday, and Mako Satomura, who retired from wrestling on Tuesday.
Good shout.
Want to shout all 3 of them out for various different things, but Mako, I know is obviously a very big deal to a lot of people, myself included. So shouts out to her for completing her career on her way as well. I think that's always something I like to appreciate.
Excuse me, sorry.
Bless you. I think that's always something I
you.
like to shout out is when a wrestler gets to retire on their own terms and in a match that they want to retire in. I often think about Kurt Angle and the way he had to retire, and I'm always happy when wrestlers actually get to do it their way and not someone else's way.
I don't know how this happened, but Krssi sneeze just scared the shit out of my cats.
Really?
Like they jumped so hard just now.
Damn.
Oh, man.
Sorry, cat. I'm sorry, cat.
Well done, Krssi.
My shit is just on loudspeaker, so they
and
that's why I love
moment of the week. I'm gonna give it to Tam's farewell. That was, like I said on our Monday review, that was cinema at the best. Scott, what's your moment of the week?
The press conference on Thursday. Mayu's press conference on Thursday. I've never seen.
You're such a Mayu mark. I love it,
buddy. I know that. That's my entire being on Twitter. I know what my being is, and I'm gonna stick by it. But that would be mine. And you took the cinema one, so why not name 2? You know.
Fair.
I hate the word
JJ?
cinema, by the way. Just want to point that out.
Me too. But that's why it was appropriate here. JJ,
moment of the week. I'm gonna give her an honorable mention to the Pat McAfee promo. But moment of the week for me was Toni Storm doing the meth dance.
Same. She gets it.
I love how
She understands
both of
it.
y'all are Tony Star marks. That's perfect for me. I love it here. But matches of the week. We'll start with you, Krssi Love.
Okay, sure. Toni Storm. I got 5. Toni Storm versus Queen Aminata from Collision last week. From NXT's the tag match between Stephanie Vaquer,
IYO SKY.
You mean IYO and Jordynne Grace versus Maxine and Julia?
Grace. Yeah.
There you go. Sorry. But no, Stephanie Vaquer versus what's the name on from Raw?
Ivy now.
Yes, thank you.
We got your back.
I thought you were gonna be writing these down now.
I did, but then I lost it. I don't know what happened to it. So
it's been very foggy. I'm gonna test myself.
Number 2. So I still got my 5. So they're in the dome. Number 2 is Toni Storm versus I don't know her name, and I don't want to butcher it.
Mayu Iwatani.
Thank you, friend. And then number 1 is Hangman versus Kyle Fletcher. Thanks.
JJ.
Yes.
All women this week. See?
I see that. Very well done.
I like the women's tag match from NXT, the women's tag team main event. I also like the Kyle Fletcher and Hangman match, of course. I like the 8-man tag from Dynamite. I didn't like any WWE match this week besides that tag match. There was one more really good match in Dynamite. Toni Storm had a pretty solid match too, I think.
With Mayu Iwatani.
Yes, that was really good. I'm trying to think of, there was one other really good match that I'm not catching right now. It was also on Dynamite. Dynamite had some good matches this week. I'm gonna just go with those 4 right now because I'm not thinking of a WWE match at all.
He's like, I
give it to NXT.
Any credit.
I'm just can't do it.
Scott.
Yeah. I haven't. So I just a little note. I haven't watched AEW since I went to the what was the show called? Spring Breakthrough. Yeah, the Dynamite version, not the Collision one. And I haven't watched it since then, and I know I'm missing a lot, but like hearing all of these different things, I'm like, I should probably like watch it. Because Spring's Breakthrough is incredible.
If you watch SmackDown at all, please just change your viewing schedule.
I had SmackDown on accident in the background yesterday for about 30 minutes, and I was like, this is awful. I'm shutting it off.
Yo, that's what JJ was saying. Yo, he slaughtered SmackDown earlier today.
Like,
also, you know what? Also, the chat slaughtered SmackDown too because they were all in agreement.
I looked up and I saw Fraxian was facing. I don't even know who they were facing. I was like, all right, I've had enough. Anyways, my matches of the week, I will go here in order the best I can. So my first one, let me just get the date. It just aired this week, so it counts. From April 16th at Kenta Kobashi's Fortune Dream 10, Jiro Hashimoto and Yu versus Meiko Satomura and Sari. If you can watch that, well worth your time. Number 4 will be Meiko Satomura's retirement match. Number 3 will be Mace and Suzuki. Number 2 will be Saya Kamitani and Tam Nakano. And just to pop SP3, number 1 will be Mayu Iwatani versus Shuri. You're welcome, SP3. You wanted me to keep consistent? I will keep consistent with my
I love it. I love it. You made me actually make a late change. So I have 10. I broke it down. I had like 15 at first, but I broke it down to 10.
15.
Yes. 15? Honorable mention the Starlight Kid versus Azumi from Stardom All-Star Grand Queendom. But number 10, Meiko Satomura's retirement matchup. I did watch that. Not the 5-minute handicap match, but the actual retirement match, the tag team matchup.
Number 9. Match is 5 minutes. It's okay.
Yeah. Number 9, the Konosuke Takeshita versus El Phantasmo from Dontaku this morning. Number 8, IYO SKY and Jordynne Grace versus Roxanne Perez and Julia from NXT this week. Number 7, the All-Star 8-man tag from Dynamite. Number 6, Mike Santana versus Mustafa Ali from TNA Rebellion. Number 5, Suzu Suzuki versus Mei Serra from Stardom All-Star Grand Queendom. Number 4, the Dog Pound Steel Cage matchup from Dontaku this morning. Number 3, Hangman Adam Page versus Kyle Fletcher from Dynamite. Number 2, Shuri versus Mayu Iwatani from Stardom All-Star Grand Queendom. And number 1, Saya Kamitani versus Tam Nakano, career versus career from All-Star Grand Queendom. That's one of the best matches of the year. I don't care what everybody needs to watch that. That's one of the best matches of the year. But that brings us to the close on this. Scott, we want to thank you for joining us today. Please let everybody know where they can follow you on social media and when they might see you again on their YouTube screen.
Yeah, absolutely. Follow me at Scott E Wrestling on Twitter, Blue Sky, either one. I am there. In terms of YouTube screen, youtube.com/@Scott E Wrestling. That's where all my content goes for the most part now. I am planning to do a Tam Nakano legacy video, which if you want to learn about Tam Nakano as she just retired, I'll dive into, and it's from my point of view. This isn't like this is a very subjective point of view, but one that will inform you on her run and how she got to where she was, which was the biggest draw in Joshi of the past 25 years, really. So that'll be cool. And then each and every Friday, my podcast, the 5-Star Joe Show, is up. So the latest one is up, and there's a bunch of stuff from this past week as well you can check out there, including a All-Star Grand Queendom review with Walker Stewart, if that interests you, who was on the call. So thank you, my friend. Thank you, everyone, for having me. I appreciate being back, and now I can truly rest because now I'm done.
Yes, now we won't be asking you. Thank you, Scott. We'll be hitting you up for future Stardom shows for sure. Thank you, brother.
I'm sure. Yep. Thank you.
Peace. And we're gonna finish up our Tru Heel Heat flagship podcast with rapid fire prediction for the top matches for upcoming shows. Tomorrow morning, we got NJPW Wrestling Dontaku Night 2. They got a couple of tag team preliminary matchups coming up here. You also got Master Wato and Yoshihashi versus United Empire. You got a Stardom showcase matchup that's going to be on this show, as well as you got El Phantasmo and Bolton Oleg versus the Don Callis family. But the top matches will be we got Hontai versus TMDK, but we're going to give predictions for these top 3 matches because it's the final NJPW matchup of Tetsuya Naito as he teams up with the rest of Los Ingobernables de Japón to versus the Hontai foursome of Take Michinoku, Tai Chi, Tomohiro Ishii, and Shoto Umino. JJ, who you got?
Naito's got to go out on top, man. He got to give that man his flowers, man. He deserves them.
I agree. I'm going with LIJ for the win. Krssi?
Agreed. Across the board. LIJ.
For the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship, it's going to be Yota Tsuji defending against Yuya Uemura. These longtime rivals go at it for the second top prize in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm going with the new champion, Uemura, to get the win. So Uemura versus Tsuji. Who you got, Krssi?
You saying new champion? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm going with new champion.
He is the better looking of the two. Okay, I agree.
JJ.
I'm just going to agree with SP based off of what he said, not off of what Krssi said.
And finally, we got for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, Hiroki Goto defends against Callum Newman. Callum Newman trying to become the youngest ever IWGP World Heavyweight Champion at just 22 years old. JJ, who you got?
I'm definitely not picking that guy. He looks like a jobber. I'm gonna the champion is retaining.
Champ retains.
We're all going with Goto to retain here. And then you got Resurgence, which is coming up next Friday from Ontario, California. It's going to be Breeze versus Tino in the Strong Survivor Championship matchup. Fred Rosser versus Matt Vandergriff. You got an 8-man tag team matchup. This will be the first one we predict, as it's going to be the Bullet Club War Dogs going up against the Young Bucks and 2 mystery partners. I'm predicting the mystery partners to be the Good Brothers, and I'm going with the Elite to win. JJ?
You're not gonna have some mystery partners just make a return and then just lose. So yeah, we're going with Nick and Matt's side, whatever.
Nicholas and Matthew. We'll be happy to see the Good Brothers, the Elite.
Then we got for the NJPW Strong Openweight Tag Team Championships, the World Class Wrecking Crew versus United Empire. I'm going with the champs to retain. Krssi?
Champs are the better looking guys. Okay, yep, the champs to retain.
One's got a mask on the other side.
Yo, why my man look like James? He look like James Harden, bro.
No, he doesn't look like James Harden.
I can't take y'all nowhere. Then you got for the NJPW.
I ain't never picking TJP and shit. So
for the NJPW Strong Women's Championship, Mercedes Moné defends against Azumi and Mina Shirakawa in a 3-way matchup. JJ?
Oh man, I love me some Mina Shirakawa, boy. But
are they twins? Because they look like each other.
That's so racist.
I just don't see.
That's so racist. Wow. Damn, that is not right. You know what? Whatever. I got Mercedes.
I don't see Mercedes losing, so Mercedes is gonna win again.
That's so racist. You know what? How much longer we got of this?
Mercedes retains. I agree.
I said I want to go early, and we still go damn near 4 hours.
NJPW Strong World Championship. You got Tomohiro Ishii defends against Drilla Maloney. I'm going with Ishii. JJ?
Ishii.
Krssi?
Champ retains.
And then for the never open weight championship,
easy.
Konosuke Takeshita
Yeah,
defends against El Phantasmo. We're all going with Takeshita.
Yep. And 5.
Takeshita and 5. Krssi Love, Top Guy JJ, thank you so much as always for joining me this week. I will give the floor to Miss Krssi Love. Let everybody know where they can follow you.
So, friends, hey, thank you again for joining us earlier. You still rock out, and you all stayed with us for the 4 hours that we've been on here. You can follow me, Krssi Love _1, Tru Heel Krssi Love, or just my plain old name. Myself and SP did another episode of Dark Side of the Ring, so make sure you check that out. We will probably be doing Power this week. And catch them on Rated Row of Superstars on Tuesday. So we're gonna be doing our review. So anyone's watching Last of Us, please let me know because it is so good. And it's only on episode I think 4 is tomorrow. Episode 2 of this season, my God, it was like Game of Thrones-ish episode. Like it was like a long night episode. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. Then you know. Other than that, thanks, peeps.
JJ.
Instagram, you can find me at Tru Heel _Top Guy JJ. And on the YouTube channel, you can probably find me here in about 2 weeks for the Rated Raw review. I will be out this week because I have work. But for the next Tru Heel Heat episode, I believe my June appearance will be Father's Day weekend. So that looking like June 14th, I believe, will be that. So I will be taking
Thunderbolts and Sinners. Ooh, or both. I just realized what you're saying.
Vacation from Tru Heel Heat because it will all be work related. Has nothing to do with actual vacation. So about 5 weeks I'll be back on Tru Heel Heat, but I'll probably be on Rated Row review before that.
Okay.
And of course, you can follow me on the Twitter machine at Tru Heel SP3. Follow the gang: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Tru Heel Heat. And you can check out myself giving a review of Dark Side of the Ring Season 6, Episode 6, the hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert. That will be dropping tomorrow here on the channel. But thank you so much for joining us today, for talking about a very layered conversation about the WWE releases, and of course us snapping on SmackDown, which was hilarious. For Krssi Love, for Top Guy JJ, for myself and Scott Edwards as well. It is me, your Tru Heel Phenom, SP3. This has been Tru Heel Heat 327 record, broken record releases. We are signing off until next time.
Laters.
Peace.